All right, you silly little bastards. Are you in there? How great was that show yesterday? And it was good because Kate and Brett were on it. But they're on today. Ladies and gentlemen, we're very excited. This show started very soon. We're all geeking out. We saw this episode by Deborah Chow, Mandalorian number 3. Don't worry. We're not going to spoil it for you. So let's stop talking and let's get the show started. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to SEN Live. It is the show that we do here on the Schmoedown Entertainment Network every morning, 10 to 12 p.m. Thank you so much for making us your show in the morning to listen to wherever the hell you are. Where are you? Are you at the gym? Are you at work when you're not supposed to be listening to things? Good for you. Laugh as hard as you can and just don't get fired. It is time for our show. What a show it is. The Mandalorian, Episode 3, it dropped. We're going to talk about it. RB3 on the desk here. Ben Goddard about to get weird. Brett and Kate, the two lunatics, back. Hello, loonies. How you doing? Can we call you the loonies?
The loonies.
The loonies. The Canadian money.
That's right. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah.
Until recently I found out about the loonies.
The loonies.
I didn't even know about that. Look, this is going to be a very great episode because this was a very great episode of, or chapter of The Mandalorian. Now, I know a lot of people have not seen it. I know this still hasn't dropped in certain countries, and I apologize for that. Not our fault.
So we won't mention that the Mandalorian dies in this episode.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's 3 times.
3 times he dies.
This is we will get into a full-on
symbol
conversation, non-spoiler, because later today, now I've been dropping my spoiler reviews usually on like Sundays or Mondays or... but
it's a joy to work with Kristian.
Isn't it? It's these LaCroix.
It's also sausage pizza. Did you have sausage pizza?
Did I have sausage pizza tonight? No, it was a protein bar.
Oh,
yeah.
Why is there sausage in your protein bar?
No idea. Maybe it's a sausage.
It smelled like Lou Malnati's Chicago deep dish.
Brought you right
you
back
got a
home.
protein bar over there.
It's just a top layer of sausage.
See?
It's not crumbled sausage. It's a sheet of sausage.
I did that for you because I wanted you to feel like
I'm
home.
at home.
Yeah,
protein bars in Chicago, just straight sausages.
Yeah. You want some sausage? Hold on. There's my nose.
Okay.
It is. I'm telling you, my favorite. So anytime burps or farts happen in the house, the 2-year-old, ew.
She's correct. She is correct.
Ew. We did not say ew when it came to the Deborah Chow episode of The Mandalorian. We will get into it. We'll do a non-spoiler for sure for you guys in a little bit here because that's going to be our main topic today as we discuss everything from that. Harrison Ford's doing TV now. Al Pacino's got a TV show coming out. Ben Affleck's directing another movie. Great news coming out of the movie headlines and pop culture and all that shizit. But man, yesterday's episode was nuts. It was really that dude, Josh Robert Thompson, is one of the most talented motherfuckers that I've ever met.
Second most talented person I know.
Next to Ben Goddard.
Yes.
Yeah. No, man, I've gone back and I will revisit the episodes on audio to see how they sound and everything kind of going out. I legit started listening to it as like a fan of like a podcast that I wasn't part of.
Yeah.
Because like he was there was just random voices he would go into, and he's really, someone pointed this out on the comments. It's not just how he nails the impression and the personality; it's how quick and funny he is doing.
When he was like doing 2 with himself, like he was like George Lucas and then Steven Spielberg.
Oh god!
But also, he's an incredible improviser because like his callback to the whale, the space whale thing, when he was like, "That's going to be episode 2 of the," like he just.
What did they name it? Jerry, right?
Jerry the
whale.
Jerry, based off of Jerry Garcia. Yeah, he's a treasure.
He really is. I spoke to him afterwards, and he's going to be coming back for sure. And he was really happy.
He did seem perturbed by the Schmoedown.
In the same way that Ellis is.
Yeah, exactly. The same exact way.
But he said he's going to come back soon because we talked about it, and he was really taken aback with all the love and support that you guys gave him. So if you haven't listened to the episode yesterday, please go ahead and do that, and go ahead and tweet at Josh Robert Thompson. Let him know you wanted to see him come back on the show and that you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, because he was great.
And I'd recommend listening to that episode.
I did listen. Yeah,
seeing him do his Arnold and Jeff Goldblum, I'm like, oh, that's impressive. And then I remember I put on the clips last night, and I was like doing my work while listening, and just hearing it.
His
was
Morgan
such
Freeman.
a different thing.
I'm telling you, like
it was insane.
Even like the beginning, I had a little clip of it where was it? Hold on. Right off the bat, he does forever.
get some jackets for all these people.
He's
But
so,
his Morgan
so
Freeman, I also have to say that like, and he even talked about like, is he allowed to play Morgan Freeman or not? Here's the thing: that guy has an instrument.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like he has an instrument that is sort of built to make, because his talking voice is the same. It's the same as Jeff Goldblum's. He just needs to do the mannerisms, like his pitch, his whatever, like the quality of his voice. Yeah. But God, he really, that Morgan Freeman, I was like, the ball's on him.
Oh yeah.
But he does it perfectly.
He's got this video out there where he said, "I'm not Morgan Freeman," and he does it, and he says, "But I sound like him," and he goes this whole thing, the way that he does it, and it's this video. But anyway, go ahead and check him out. I don't want to talk about how funny someone was when Brett's in the room. He doesn't like that.
I mean, it's not canon.
Single tear, just the whole time.
It's that shot in glory.
The instrument was perfect.
Brett,
It was perfect.
Brett, I just got a text from Brett. I quit my other job on Thursdays. Please don't have anyone else on unless they name me.
5 days a week. No one else.
You need a third name is what you need.
I know, it's true.
I know.
We have David Michael Frank. We have Josh Robert Thompson.
But also, isn't that the thing? Also, the assassins all had 3 names too.
A lot of them did. Yeah. David Michael. What was his name?
David Michael Frank.
David
Shot
Michael Frank.
Lincoln.
Frank.
Shot Lincoln. No.
John
Wilkes Booth.
Right. Chapman.
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Lee Harvey Oswald. Yes.
Sam Biscuits Lewis.
Yes.
Sam Biscuits Lewis.
Remember old Sammy B. Lou?
Oh, geez, Sammy B. Lou. That
Sammy
was
B.
the
Lou.
saddest when he.
Yeah, what he did. You never thought he was going to do what he did.
I can't
He was
believe
just a regular nice neighbor.
He used to go to the deli all the time just to get the old tuna sandwich.
So crazy he killed the bagel guy.
Unbelievable. Yeah, well, the guy didn't have any tuna and cheese. All right. We are going to be doing a show here. What we do, if you are joining us for the very first time, thank you very much. Going to be checking out our Mandalorian review. Don't worry, we'll cover it in great detail. And like I was saying, when it comes to the spoiler reviews, what I was normally doing with those, stop it. Bring it up later.
I just want to know why you have a show off.
Kate and Brett are going to be out of control because they're like, I need to keep my job.
Here's my Holly Hunter and Zach Galifianakis.
Here's my impression of someone trying to keep their job.
That's so sweet. He called this a job. That's so sweet.
Oh my God! Oh, I hate you all. All right, wonderful. Share this.
Go ahead. Tell us how the show works.
Yeah.
Yeah, slimy.
So,
It's
real
slimy.
quick question. You guys talk about assassins with 3 names. I wonder if the guy who killed Epstein has 3 names.
Oh, you're really going.
I'll go there.
So this is the last episode
Getting
Ben will be on. Yeah, it's true.
It's nice knowing you guys all.
It's true. First thing I say, don't worry, guys. This won't be a political show. Hey, I'm pretty sure it was the Clintons. Pretty sure. Fucking idiot.
Pizza game.
All right, listen. Let me finish this fucking thing. Turn these. Mute them, please. Just for 1 second. Mute them. Thank you. All right, listen. So, Mandalorian, the spoiler reviews. What I was trying to do was give people a couple days, but everyone's watching this thing, and I want to do on Friday today, at some point today, probably later on in the day, around 3 or 4 PST, we'll be doing a full-on spoiler review. And
Oh my God.
And we'll do a watch along also, and we'll have you guys with us to do that. So if you want to watch it for the first time with me, you can do that. If you want to watch it again, we'll do that a little later. But today's episode will be non-spoiler. We are going to get into the Super Chats. We are run just on Super Chats and on Streamlabs.com/Schmoedown. You guys have been so generous and have been really, the Schmoebot, by the way, has been on fire this week. And asking some great questions, being very funny, and continue to do that because we will turn on the Schmoebot in just a second here. And when we do it, submit it. If you want to interrupt the show, you can do it. If you want to ask some questions about whatever it might be, it could be The Mandalorian, could be anything else you want to talk about. Let's have some fun. So, yeah. What else? How was your day yesterday?
Well, my mic's back on. Yeah. There's something that's been plaguing me since Tuesday that I have to get off my chest.
I don't know if I want to hear this.
No, it's actually a good thing. Right. There was that woman that wrote into us that she had just listened to us during her 36-hour labor. Oh, yeah. And then we got interrupted. Mm-hmm. And I just want to say to her, I'm so sorry. And then she was like, what were your labor stories?
Oh, yeah, go
ahead.
Anyway,
I just want to say, first of all, 36-hour labor to me means you probably were on Pitocin. So there's like an extra cushy seat for you in heaven, sister.
Exactly.
And good for you. You did it. and the hard part's still ahead of you, if you can believe that. But labor story. I mean, with my first son, I was induced 2 weeks early because his heart rate decelled.
Okay. Ooh.
So, well, I mean, he ended up being fine.
Right.
I mean, he's bald now, but he's fine.
Is that why?
No.
No.
That was in the DNA, baby. But anyway,
God's will.
I had to go on Pitocin, and it was awful. It was 22 hours though. I can't imagine 30.
Save it for when we bore people with stories like
Yes.
this on our show.
Anyway, I wanted to acknowledge her. I wanted to acknowledge her because I'll tell you what. Then with my second son, my husband and I did not prep the way we had, and he was like making jokes to me, and I was like, I will slice your throat with the nearest implement. I will murder you.
No jokes?
Yeah, no jokes. I can't believe she was able to listen to us because I'd be like, I will destroy that. I mean, God bless her.
But not everyone, what's the word I'm looking for? Is crazy.
Yeah, I know. Fair enough.
So
Fair enough.
there
Fair
you
enough.
go. All right, RB3, let's do it. Let's start a little early today. We're going to put the Schmoebot on. Where is she? There she is. The Schmoebot is on, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to keep it on there. Like we said, if you're brand new, you can go and donate, and the Schmoebot will interrupt us at any time. But we're also going to get to a lot of questions here from the Super Chats, and we'll start PC. Oh, we debuted our show yesterday, by the way, our new brand new show at Ben Goddard. What are you doing over there? What's going on? Are you working on some news?
He's in the
Working on
chat.
timestamps for the chat.
Timestamps. Don't worry about that right now. You're
Okay.
see, this is something I didn't let him know, because when you're on the desk as a thing, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out later.
Cool.
So
Sounds good.
yeah.
You're in a
Tell the people.
split screen right
Those
now.
people
too.
are about to scream about time.
We'll
People,
get timestamps later, but when he's
the
on the
boss
table,
man
I like his input. I want to hear
I
what the hell
know.
he's saying.
I love
it's harder to
Ben.
do to double task. But Ben engineered yesterday, did a phenomenal job for the Schmoedown backstage show.
People love that split screen with Mike and
was
Ben.
good,
That was
yeah.
such a good first time episode because when they were talking smack to each other, Ben just has this.
Oh yeah, he knows. He knows how to piss them all.
You got a belt? Okay, I got a belt with my suit that I've worn.
Right. Yeah, no, he knows, and it does sticks in his craw that he doesn't have a championship. But Mike was actually pretty good because Mike didn't have to talk smack because he had the belt just shining in Ben's face the whole time.
Oh.
But it was a good episode. The fans really liked it, and I enjoyed doing it. And we didn't. What I realized is we probably could have done it for like 3 hours. I think it was like an hour and a half. Or whatever.
That hour and 40 minutes went by like that.
Yeah.
It was so fast.
You'll be proud of me.
Yeah.
Because afterwards, I got into a little bit. I didn't really get into a fight with my wife. She just yelled at me via text. I left right afterwards, and I shut this show down because I had to get to the eye doctor.
Oh.
So I went to the eye doctor.
How blind are you?
Not that blind, but I'll tell you. So 2:15 is when I left. The appointment was 2:30.
Okay.
And so it had me getting there at 2:37. So I call the office and I say,
God bless you.
and I say to the office, I go, listen, I'm caught in really bad traffic. aka I'm super late because I went a little longer on my show. She said, don't worry about it, it'll be fine. I said, and I want to confirm, is it 2:30? She's like, no, it's 3:30. So I said, great. So I went, I parked at my old place on Blackburn.
Yeah.
Right? Because I figured I knew the traffic over on that side is a disaster.
Why did you have to go all the way over there for an eye doctor? Oh,
It's just where my wife goes. And so I go and I take the walk and I get on over there at the right time. I sit down and my wife's like, oh, when you stop, I guess you get the beans and tacos and shit. So go to the store, get the beans. I was like, okay, my appointment was at 3:30, not 2:30. She's like, then why did you leave at 2:15? And I was like, I go, sorry, okay.
New phone, who it is?
Yeah. paragraphs upon paragraphs of why I should have left later. But anyway, I go and
But you legitimately didn't know. You thought it was 2:30.
No, I didn't know. I had no idea. But they put the drops in your eyes.
Yes.
And I'm looking, and they go, well, you're not going to be able to see. I'm like, I'll be able to figure it out. I couldn't see shit. And the doctor goes, that's how you're going to see when you're 60 years old. And I go, this sucks. Why does anybody do this? It's like I couldn't see anything. I'm like, ugh. But it was at like a 70. I need the glasses, but they don't even sell those at Rite. They only sell 100. And these guys are trying to sell me these glasses. Like, oh yeah, you'll love these. $600. I go, I'm gonna go buy $12 ones at Rite Aid. Give me
Go
a
to
break.
Costco. They
Yeah.
have the
Yeah.
best stuff.
Get out of here.
But you do have
But
to
you
get
do
prescription,
need-
or
you
you
need
just need
you
the.
need to
I don't
just
know.
read reading.
I just need reading glasses. I can see all this shit. So that's what they were testing me, the long stuff.
That's all
What is
these
this?
are.
What is this? So what power is this?
I think these are 150.
Yeah, it's too much for me. I tried the 150s and it's too strong.
They need these for driving, and I watch movies with them.
Oh, okay.
But I have
need that.
actually an astigmatism in one and Farsight in the other, so I should get a prescription I can. She said I can wait a little bit, but I should actually get one for later on.
Brett, those are pretty messed up eyes, bro.
RB3 from downtown.
I have astigmatism, and it's really bad.
She said it's slight, so I mean it will increase, and that was the same thing that happened to my wife, and now she wears glasses all the time. Nerd.
Is that what you told your wife? It's slight, but it will increase.
Yes.
Look at Goddard.
Goddard, I'm telling you.
Goddard's
Get me on the desk.
Goddard's like a comedy sponge.
I'm
He
telling
sits
you,
around, yeah.
as I like to call him, Benji.
Do you hate that?
There's
Benji.
one kid from grade school that called me Benji.
And you beat the shit out of him.
Their whole family called me that, and no one has called me that since. It was just his family.
Because he's in a trunk somewhere.
Benji,
His name was Jimmy Hoffa, and he never did it again.
He never did it again.
Jimmy Michael Hoffa.
Simmy Louie, Joe, Sam. Okay, so by the way, let me get to some of these. This is the super chats.
Oh.
PC just put in $2. Thank you very much. Curtis Lopez, Kristian, can you do Arnold as Heath Ledger's Joker? Let's see.
So much to think about.
I know it is.
I had a dream last night
thank
that Ben Goddard was my teacher and I was a little schoolboy. As he was handing out our graded tests, he gave me a wink and a smile. Then after class, he spanked me so hard I needed an inflatable seat.
Well, he's bought a couple inflatable seats for us, so it's not off the.
Thank you, mate.
That wasn't a dream.
So you're the first. So
was a
that's the
dream.
first one you got. But I still think the champion right now. I would say the champion is Ellis of interruptions with Ben Bateman.
Testing 123,123.
Nugent is the king. Then I would say
There's no way
Bateman.
Nugent doesn't win this week or this month.
I don't know.
Oh my
I'd say
God.
He might.
it's Ellis and Guy is 1A. Guy got it bad.
Yeah, but it's harder to say because Ellis. Every time Ellis is on the show, he gets it.
That's true.
Yeah,
Guy's only been on
only
once, so it's like super concentrated.
Guy's a contender.
Yeah.
Guy's a contender. And Kalinowski got it pretty bad yesterday too.
And Josh, once Josh started, like, it was just the same thing. Once you show weakness to the Schmoebot.
But Josh was getting it in a way he was not, because the Schmoebot would go directly at Guy and Ellis. They weren't even going after Josh, and
They just kept. He would be talking, and
his
he'd be like,
faces were amazing as he was watching. He was laughing about it afterwards too, but he got it as we were talking.
I said to Kristian, I'm like, you can tell the more legit the guest, the more put off by the
Like,
Schmoebot
what
they
is
are.
this? He
Like,
started going
you
to
just
De
hear-
Niro.
You can
He's
hear
like,
them.
I can't even do it.
Yeah.
When we do our show,
De Niro
I just want everybody to
face.
know we absolutely hate the Schmoebot. I mean, we're going to leave it on the whole time, but I will die if I hear it over and over and over again.
You just like, can we do it at Anthony Nugent's house?
Yes.
he's just handing him
Live from Melbourne. It's Brett and Kate.
Anthony Nugent's like, I send my jet. Unbelievable. All right, Kristian, can you Arnold as Heath Ledger's Joker?
Hey, Kristian,
never mind.
what did you think of Chapter 3? It doesn't matter what you think. Sorry, The Rock just loves the show, lol.
Oh, thank you so much, Drew. Yeah, we're going to get into all the Mandalorian stuff. And I think it's funny because Kate said to me last week on Chapter 2, she's like, how do you do this non-spoiler? I think it's very easy to do it. We did it. We did it last week, and I think we'll do it again because it's the excitement of it. And I think what we'll really be talking about for a lot of this is how I don't even know how much Deborah Chow, what she's done beforehand.
A lot of good, like, one episodes of TV.
Better Call Saul, Mr.
Okay.
Robot,
Superstar.
Yeah,
Superstar.
absolutely.
Superstar, and it makes so much sense now that they gave her the entire Obi-Wan series, and she's doing another Mandalorian. Superstar, and you can tell she loves this stuff. And oh man, anyway, we'll get into it. Okay, Heath Ledger as a Joker. Try it again, Schmoebot. All right. Let's see. Okay, I'm walking into the room. There's a bunch of gangs. Oh, there's the guy that plays Spawn. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Okay. Yeah. What are you doing? You come over here. Are you dead? Pencil in the eye. Okay. Here's the plan. We're gonna go and we're gonna kill everyone and we got some money. Oh, you don't like it? You're gonna try to get me? Okay, bomb. I'm gonna bomb you all. Come and try to get me now, Spawn. Okay, you're gonna get you. And now you're dead too. Everybody
Good
dead.
day, Brett and Kate.
Fuck
My
you, Schmoebot.
commiserations. Here is your layoff fee.
Anthony Nugent throwing in the jet engine. He does it again.
Again,
Anthony
live
Nugent.
from well, Ben.
Yeah.
I'm
And
telling you.
Nugent's gonna be like your Kramer, just like bursting in the door.
I want to say it's going to be hysterical. We're gonna walk in to a Schmoedown, and Hugh Jackman's going to walk in and he goes, "I'm Anthony Nugent." Oh, amazing. Okay, Curtis Lopez again. Can you do Gary Busey as Yoda? Oh man.
I think Ben was right. These should be more expensive. These are very hard. You know,
Yeah, I know.
impressions.
Yeah, they're testing you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do them shorter when they're
Gassy I am. Okay, baby, whose is that? Mine, maybe. Remember when I was out there banging Yaddle I did?
all right, cool.
Have you seen the meme with Yoda? It's like try or do or do not. There's no try, and then Baby Yoda's like boomer. Okay.
That's good. All right, Sam Fisher, hot take. I like This Is the Way more than I have spoken. Without any spoilers, I'll say it's getting there. It's getting there without any spoilers. Aaron Klister, hopefully a good question here. What's the worst third movie installment? Is it Superman 3 or Battle of the Five Armies? Which is the Battle of the Five Armies? That's a Hobbit. Oh, Superman 3.
Oh yeah, out of those two, for sure.
Yeah, Superman 3. I like
Have y'all
the one
seen Hobbit though? The third one?
It's not good.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Did you see Superman 3?
Yeah, Richard Pryor though. I
I
mean,
mean, he's funny in it,
Richard
but
Pryor.
Richard, that is the classic example of how studios do that thing of who's the hot ticket right now. Oh, Richard Pryor's the biggest comedian in the country. Let's put him in Superman 3. It's so jarring. And I love Richard Pryor. He's one of my favorites of all time. And I liked him in the movie because it's the only thing to say because they lost Donner. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. They have that weird. The only good scene is when Superman fights himself in the trash compactor.
Yeah.
Superman's hammered at a bar.
Yeah,
If
that's
I made that
the
movie,
bar.
I'd be hammered too. And it's bad. You think Sopranos episode 1 is dated? You should look at that movie. That's
Oh no,
bad.
I just watched all 4
wow.
recently because I hadn't seen them before, and they got rough.
Yeah.
But I'm biased with Middle Earth stuff. I still love The Hobbit, even though I know it's not as good as Lord of the Rings.
But I also have to say the problem with The Hobbit was not necessarily the third movie. It's the fact that they made it into 3 movies.
Well, and also it's just Guillermo del Toro was like 80% in, and then he dropped out, and that's why everything is green screen and CGI. It's just because Peter Jackson's like, oh shit, I got to do this.
But like we can acknowledge,
yeah.
one book didn't need 3 movies.
No.
It needed 2
Maybe
would have been
2.
good.
Maybe
2 would
2.
have been perfect.
But also, why if we're gonna get only 3 movies for those 3 books? I don't want.
It's
two
because
of
they
of
turned
Hobbit.
it into a Lord of the Rings prequel rather than The Hobbit.
I know,
like
I know,
all this extra stuff
Yeah.
about Sauron. And
Today,
stuff.
that would have probably been a television show.
Exactly. I'd
Yeah.
love to see
I would have said
8
yes,
episode
yes.
Hobbit.
Yeah.
There was an animated.
Yes,
Oh,
there was a long
the
time.
Rankin Bass
I loved
is
that. Scary
amazing.
too. When the finger gets bitten off by Gollum back then.
Oh, yeah, totally scary.
Yeah.
Oh, and if there was a baby Hobbit in it.
I see Brett and Kate have that after sex high. What is it? You get to come on this show every day and hear insensitive schlong jokes. Speaking of that, I would like to pet Brett's beard with my gargantuan schlong as I get the meat sweats.
The meat sweats. Oh man.
Soggy's back. Soggy's back.
Soggy coming in hot.
I can't even. That's
Hey, he shut you up. That's tell your wife that happened today.
Yeah.
Okay, Brian Tucson again
She's
over at
gonna love.
Superchat.
She's gonna love the big joke is that you and I are having sex. She's
Yes.
gonna
Yeah.
love that part.
Have you been telling her about that one, or has that one been quiet?
oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He's like Boba in the Sarlacc pit over there.
Oh, and today we talked about the stink shop. It was amazing. Oh, the meat sweats in the stink shop.
Meat
Brian
sweats.
Tucson. The shows have been amazing this week. Oh, especially Thursday. Too bad Brett and Kate weren't on. No, they didn't say that. So the show has been amazing this week. Can you do Arnold as Jar Jar? I'm one of the few that like him. I remember watching Phantom as a kid. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm running
The
in the...
squirrels sending in their donation to King Kate and Queen Brett.
Oh.
Harloff, you have 2 hours left to leave 1 gallon of nuts by the tree, or the mother-in-law gets it.
It's good. It's good. Squirrels. All right, let's see.
The
We're...
sad thing is you're just gonna put your balls in a bucket and wait.
I know. It's the
You
truth.
want a bucket of nuts?
Here's your bucket of
Here's
nuts.
your bucket of nuts,
Take
squirrel.
it.
Take
you
it.
scumbag. Anyway, so
Mother-in-law
Jar
gets
Jar as Arnold. Let's see. Okay.
Hey, I'm running in the forest. I'm running. What's that big machine? Okay. I mean, hopefully I'll be dead so I don't ruin the rest of these movies. No, look, the guy from Taken just saved me. How you doing? Nice to see you too. Okay, I'm going to take you in the water. I'm not allowed back in there. Fuck it, let's go. Hello. Okay, now I'm banned. Now I'm here. Okay, now you should be the senator. Now you're the emperor. I fucked it all up for everyone. Now I'm going to go juggle on Naboo.
I have to say, I love that no matter what, you will remember what to go back to an impression. But like that woman in labor for 36 hours, we just skipped right over.
Yeah.
You're like, you guys, wait, hold on.
Hold on, we gotta get Georgia.
Stop talking about the nuts. I gotta do my Arnold for Georgia.
Yes, it's true. Keep them coming in the super chats and the streamlabs.com/Schmoedown. We will start here on the Streamlabs. I haven't gotten there yet. Let's go ahead and do that, please. Sammy Leo Mendoza. Do I wait to watch the new episode of Mandalorian with my husband tonight, or secretly watch it without him and act super surprised later?
B.
Yeah, I would say do that because
B.
that's what I'm going to do with my daughter.
Yeah.
Because I have to do it for work also, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to tell her. I'm not even going to tell her anything. I'm not going to lie to her. I'm just going to pretend she won't ask me. It's not like my wife. If my wife says, "Did you watch it yet?" My daughter will just be like, "Sit down and watch." She's very excited to watch it. She's really into it. But you would do the same thing?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I think every good relationship starts with a little lie.
Yeah.
and we've told them that we have to do it. But my son was pissed. He's like, "Why didn't you wake me up at 6? Like, we could have watched this before we went, when
what he
he
said?
took me to school." Yeah, he goes, so that's the plan, is that I'm
now
going
on.
to try to
6.
get
Okay.
up a little earlier, to
and
get
then
it.
Brett yelled at him for his voice squeaking.
Yes, yes.
RB3, I feel you'd be the only honest person in this room. What would you do?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, like, for the Mandalorian?
You probably.
if it was like a Lifetime movie or something, I'd be honest. But,
just watch it. If you can watch it, watch it. I'll tell you what, and Ben and I have both said it this morning. I don't know if there's a more fun person to watch things with than RB3.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The giggles and almost maniacal laughs he was happening during some of these things. I want to watch Taken with him. I want to watch John Wick with him.
Rambo.
Like every single action movie
Yeah.
I want to watch with RB3 just to hear him crack up.
Have you seen the new Rambo?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, you did.
Yeah,
Did you like it? No.
I like the ending.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The ending is why you go to the movie.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The ending works. Red. This is. We start with Red Dad Talks. I wish I could watch and participate more while you guys are going live, but stupid adulting stuff gets in the way of that, and I get to watch mornings when I'm hiding in my man cave in the hashtag the bathroom. Question: favorite places to hide to try to capture peace and quiet?
Hey guys,
The bathroom.
the Schmeebot has awakened. I'm taking over. Kristian, Brett and Kate, I loved the 3rd episode of The Mandalorian. The best part was when he sucked my schlong and introduced me by kissing me on my robot parts.
Guys,
He's
no
alive.
spoilers. No spoilers.
Shorty get down, good lord, baby got
Is it a new
everything
one?
all over town, strictly bis she don't play. Around cover much ground, got game by the pound, getting paid is her forte each and every day. True player away, I can't get her out of my mind, I think about the girl all time.
That was one.
That was
okay,
the second.
gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Favorite place, I just have to say, there's in our old house, there was a bathroom with a heater that was just for that bathroom.
Oh.
So in winter, like at night, I'd close it, wake up for school, go down there and just like sit on the toilet for like 10 minutes. And it was like 90 degrees in there, so it felt so good.
Used to fall asleep on the shitter.
Because I'd wake up, at 6 o'clock for
Yeah.
high school.
Careful, people think you're Elvis.
Yeah, that'd be my extra like sleeping.
Yeah, sure. He died on the shitter, but he had
really?
great hair. Yeah, Elvis died on the shitter. You didn't know that?
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I didn't.
What a way for the king to go out.
Yeah, right?
It's only the most publicized death of all time.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, he just gave it to you. Huh?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, RB3. Hey, speaking of RB3, I just noticed he has 3 names too.
Oh,
Job
interesting.
secure,
His first name is
Job secure. Job secure. All right.
all right.
Anyway, so
Note to myself: do not
Yeah.
go up against RB3 today.
no, you can't do that.
I
Well,
take baths. I've mentioned this before, but
Take that.
yeah. No, that's
with
my
candles like
escape.
Chandler.
No candles. I have a little speaker. I listen
Momoa
to
takes
music.
baths,
That's
too.
when I and my
Do you
wife.
cry in the
No,
bath?
what's great is because if I get edgy at night, and like kids are bugging me, she goes, "Go take your bath."
If
Are you
get
a
edgy
child?
at night,
No,
yeah.
no.
If you get edgy at night, Let's be honest,
Oh, yeah.
girl. You're edgy in the
No,
moaning.
there's a little bit of a
Yeah, do you cry?
I told you pick up the fucking shoes 20 times. Why you're 13? Why? Yeah. But yeah. Whose rapper is this? But yeah,
Stop
then my wife
squeaking!
goes, "Why don't you go take your bath?" And then I slip away, and sometimes it could be an hour, and I've got waterproof phone and speaker.
Mine's the bathroom. Just leave me alone.
I pull in. When I'm coming back from
pull
this,
out.
I'll pull in. Yeah. And
She's
I'll
like,
just
"That's
stay.
true."
That is true from my experience.
Brad's your wife listening? Or?
I will stay. I'll stay in my car until they've heard the garage door open. I'll just stay in there like.
Yeah, it's because you got to get back into war soon.
Yeah.
You want to stay. Yeah, you want to stay off the battlefield. I get it. I completely
Yeah.
understand. And my wife is like, I know what you're doing in there. You're escaping. You're just on your phone reading emails. And I said, no, you can't prove that. So you got to at least let one fart in there to make it seem like you did something in there. Let's see. Exiled Garlic says, what'll happen first? The Snyder Cut gets released, or the Jeff Snyder couch gets sold? I don't know.
I'm hoping for that couch. I'm hoping.
I'm hoping that couch. We got to get him on this show to talk about because he goes to Collider like in the office like 2 days a week, so we could probably get him on the show. We'll just interview him about his couch.
Oh, God.
I'm down to do it.
Oh, that was my dream last night.
What
I've just
happened?
remembered what I had.
You bought
this
his couch?
No, the studio was new. You had
Yeah,
a bar,
yeah.
a
Oh,
couch,
I like
stuff
that.
like that.
I like
But
that.
it got like then we
Was
Are
it
you
started.
a
still-
future center?
Was it still over here?
Oh yeah, it was still here.
Oh,
but
that's a nightmare. That's a nightmare. That was a nightmare.
No, it was.
Stop.
He bought a house next to
Stop for a
yours.
second. Fuck you. I drove for 6.5 years to Burbank
Boy, you to do that.
every day.
It does not count to do the same distance if you're going away from traffic. A bitch!
On the way back at
On the way
6:30,
back.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Girl, I
Every
understand,
day.
but I'm saying in the morning
Yeah.
when you are when you're talking about ding ding ding, I feel good about today, and then you get in that car and you're like, oh,
But before you did
no.
that drive, you weren't getting dick pics on Instagram.
Yeah.
And now you are.
So
She does not
There's
want
a
them.
balance.
She does not want them. She does
Sophie's
not
choice.
want them. She does not want them. She does not like.
I'm telling you, I just want
anymore.
to see that the guy that wakes up in the morning and goes, wait a minute. I
know.
got the idea.
I got the idea.
She's gonna see it. And it's gonna be like the Princess Bride.
I'm gonna reawaken.
She's
her love of dick.
never seen one like this. I
Well,
mean,
you know
unbelievable.
me in 2006. I seen them all.
It's like, oh my goodness, is that another monster? No, forget it. It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh my!
I was gonna say Brett probably gets more dick pics than I do. Let's be honest.
I have not yet. I have
Don't.
not.
Oh, there you go.
Don't.
There you
Don't.
go.
Oh no.
Brett comes in on Monday. Dick pic and an asshole.
Pretty nice little combo.
My mother's like, I just couldn't take the show anymore. So yeah, that was too
I know.
much.
Is your mom still watching?
every day.
Yep. Did she watch yesterday? She's like,
No.
Brett, he really was funnier than you.
The views were so much more without you on.
And it's the truth. Arcadio
Ooh, I'm liking the
Castellanos.
soundbites.
Hey, Deborah Chow also absolutely crushed it. No spoilers, but a certain darkly lit sequence prior to the finale is the Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's not that it's a Star Wars that I didn't know that I needed. Obi-Wan 2020, Untitled Star Wars Film 2022. This is the way. Yeah,
yeah.
We'll get
Oh,
into
this is
it
the way.
pretty look. Shit, man. How great would that be if these rumors are true? By the way, of Filoni and Favreau taking a more extended role in the films, and they put Deborah Chow in the helmet. That's a lot of work that she's going to be doing. Whether it's Obi-Wan, it's
Like
a lot.
I would love to see her direct like later,
That's a
but
lot.
focus on Obi-Wan right now.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Like,
But man, and in RB3, I think you pointed it out, and RB3 pointed out Deborah Chow is the first female to direct live action, and she did a hell of a job.
Crazy.
Wait, she's the first female to direct
Live
a
action
live
Star
action
Wars.
Star Wars? No
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, because you look at, and I was trying to go back and see if that was true, and it's like you look at the movies, and Lucas did all the prequels,
And the original.
They originally did one. Then Marquand did it, and then Kirshner did Empire.
J.J. Abrams, Ryan Johnson, Rogue One, Gareth Edwards.
But like Rebels and Clone Wars had women directing.
I think the majority of it was Filoni. Was doing the majority of it.
So is it she the first female director?
I think there must be someone from the Clone Wars or Rebels, like a female director, because they specifically said live action.
Live action.
Okay.
But yeah, man, and it was incredible.
Kicking down the door.
I actually rewound it because I thought I saw her name, and then I was like, I gotta learn this for the show. And then Kristian mentioned it 30 times before I even got to show off my.
He came in with her Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys hear about Deborah Chow, born in 1986?
I'm like, I'm gonna kill this one.
Was she really born in 1986?
No,
okay. I was like,
she might
she's
have-
younger
I know.
than me.
Yeah,
It probably
that's-
is. But yeah,
She probably is.
Most people are, Kate. Most people are.
didn't mean it like that, but I'll stand by it.
Yeah, good thing that you're not 5 years older than
I
me.
know it's the
Kristian.
truth. It's true, but I'm a
5 years old.
man.
It's more of a graceful aging.
I can't even. I'm trying not to laugh at that, but that was really good.
Thank you.
It was really good.
Oh, don't worry. The whole show will be shut down next week. We just got canceled. All right, Jackson Barber. Noticed your morning beers yesterday. What's your favorite alcohol? Least favorite? Best silly drunk story? It's not that it's my least favorite, but it doesn't do things good for me when I drink too much vodka. Get very sloppy with vodka. Can't do it. But I'd say I like the rum when I'm drinking, actual liquor drinks, but the beer. I'm a light beer guy. I'm
Light
fine.
beer?
Yeah.
Specifically?
Same. My roommate's a big hophead, like IPAs and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
God.
I'm fine
No,
with
I know.
a good lager, good pilsner.
I'd actually rather have 2 beers than have 1 IPA.
Those are. Ugh.
Yeah.
I have to say, I'm a beer person myself. I love, they're coming out with these spicy beers right now. There was this, New Belgium came out with this one called Voodoo Ranger Atomic Pumpkin. That was, it didn't even taste like pumpkin, but it's spicy, which I love a spicy margarita. And also, Golden Road now has a spicy mango. It's like the mango carts.
Golden Road made some good stuff.
Yeah, it's and it's spicy. I
Have
love
you taken
a
the
spicy.
tour there?
Yeah.
It's so fun.
I love it. We go there just to eat and
Oh, yeah. Their
hang
food's
out and stuff.
good.
It's great.
Yeah.
Least favorite liquor? I don't know.
Anyway, so
Yeah,
what's
people
yours?
just know I'll take all of it.
You drink
No,
this.
I can't drink hard liquor because I just drink everything. Like these, I could go through 100. I'm a liquid consumer, if you will.
Yeah.
Everything I do goes down fast.
Arby's, what's your favorite drink? Weed?
I'm gonna sidestep that one.
It's legal. It's legal. It's legal.
Soda pop.
It's well, it's also funny because he doesn't do any mom. He doesn't do weed
Nothing.
at all.
Oh,
Exactly.
no.
Yeah, it's a
I
joke.
just inject it, you know.
Oh wow. Wow, you're leaning in on that one.
She tried to get you out of it. You jump right back into it. There you go. Oh, man. Hide your pipe. Okay.
Least favorite.
He would assassinate his people's egos with his sick burns.
Yeah, it's true. A bit like the only thing RB3 would assassinate is people's egos with the sick burns.
Nice.
Schmoebot's only gonna stay on for another 5 minutes, and then we're gonna get into this Mandalorian episode. So just let everybody know, Mandalorian non-spoiler review coming up. We're gonna talk about Al Pacino and Harrison
Oh, I'll
Ford
tell my
getting their own
story
shows.
today. My Al Pacino story
All
today.
right, okay.
Yeah.
Kate will tell her Al Pacino story. We will get into a lot of these things. We will talk about all of it. And to let you guys know, if you didn't know, sometimes it's not easy for everybody to listen to the full show. Please subscribe to the SEN. There you go. See you later. You got it. Nice. It's SEN clips.
Oh,
the AC. Oh, you turn the AC on. All right.
My bad. I'm sorry, Kate. I should have done that.
That's all right. SEN clips. SEN clips. Go to that channel,
and
and
that shirt's
we clip out clips from the show every single day. So if you're not able to watch the entire show, then you can go to the clips channel, subscribe there to see some of the good moments from the show of the day. And it's like I said, it's we wanted to put it on that channel because we didn't want to clog the feed here. We have this show every day. We have the Schmoedown, and tournament season is going. We put up a match this morning. There was a match on yesterday. There'll be another match. I might drop the other match tomorrow because we have this show and the Mandalorian coming out today. So the other tournament match will drop tomorrow. So catch up on that if you haven't watched the Schmoedown. Find us on podcasts everywhere. You can find SEN Live on its own podcast feed, the Schmoedown on its own podcast feed, the Star Wars show, the Mandalorian reviews on its own podcast feed. And leave comments, please, for the podcast, like ratings and reviews. It really helps us get up in the in the charts. So if you're subscribed to any of our podcasts, please go ahead and do that.
If you guys didn't see the show, go watch Arnold vs. Arnold in the SEN clips and close your eyes. And it's the best thing. The fact that clip hasn't gone viral yet is an insult to both of you because that was the best thing I'd heard all day.
It was fun. I would like to do that again with you.
Also, your improv, you didn't have an improv background, but you're actually really good at improv.
Well, thank you.
I feel like you do like good setting people up, which is a big thing of improv, is like making your partner look good. I feel like
it's listening. That's the
It's
whole
listening,
thing.
yeah.
It's listening, yeah. So I wasn't. That's how actually I got Brett into the Acme Comedy Theater because that's where I
did
started.
improv.
I started.
Oh, you did do improv.
I didn't stick with it the way like Brett did. Brett became like an improv like master.
Right,
and he
right,
was
right.
just good at it in general. I was with improv with Acme Comedy for about a year or so, and then I just focused more on stand-up.
Yeah.
But I liked to do characters and those types of things that I learned on stage.
But even if you took one improv class, then you got the rules. Don't
Yes,
say, you always
and?
say
Yeah,
yes,
the rules.
yes,
Yeah.
and,
It was that. Yeah, it was all
don't
that.
ask questions. Yeah.
Well, because it was George Carlin, and his George Carlin yesterday was amazing
Seeing
too.
Brett back has unleashed the Y boner again, and it's here with a vengeance.
Yeah.
Now I got a Fougue de Fear turkey again. P.S. Please send over any Rule 34 Schmeebot up to me.
Oh, okay.
That would be sweet.
Will do.
Love the Crimson Nefer.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right, sounds good.
We'll
We'll go back into
read
it.
that
but
one
yeah,
later.
well, but what was the what the hell were we talking about? The
Improv.
George Carlin.
A woman
Well, 'cause
in labor for 36 months.
But Carlin used to do that all the time. He would go into characters and he would even go, "What's that? Who's that? That me? Okay, let's go." And I like that kind of stuff. I that spoke to me because I hear these stupid things when I'm doing comedy all the time. If you comedians, I think maybe it's just me, but I think you guys, it's a weird thing when you're doing stand-up comedy, and it's only happened to me in stand-up. While I'm speaking, I can hear my thoughts. You know, like it's like you know what's what you need to do next. It's like that weird thing. Right now, I'm just focused on my words and everything too. But when I'm on stage, I can actually think about what's coming next and everything else too while I'm speaking. You know, and clearly do it.
That is cool.
And it's like that's the only time I can
do
do
not
that.
have that.
That's the only time I can do that. It's really weird. Like I can when I'm on stage and I'm in the middle of talking, it's like at the same time my other thought box is working and I can read it and it's clear. But not when I was doing math. You know, like when I needed it. You know, but anyway, I always wondered if like that what happened with Carlin because. He'd be in the middle of something like, "What is it about this? Oh, something dropped. Picked it up. That was me. Figure it out. What's next? Okay." And I love that kind of stuff. But anyway, I don't even know how we got down that tangent, but great.
He was saying that they should watch the clip, Arnold.
Yeah.
versus
Yes, please do that because the clip outs are a lot of fun. Mike, what is this? M.Y. Keldingness. Sure, Mike Keldingness. In the Clone Wars and Rebels, Mandalorian took helmets off. They aren't allowed to in this Mandalorian. In Legends, the Fets were Mandos that tried to be warriors, not conquerors or pacifists. Could the Mandos in the show be from that group? Possibly. I think it'll definitely be explained. I think that there's no chance because Favreau and Filoni more so, was running everything in Clone Wars and Rebels, that he'll have an explanation for that. And getting heavier into spoilers of why that is and what they're doing, I think will also be explained. So, yeah, I think that'll definitely be explained.
My
for sure.
wife had a really, really good question, like, how do they eat?
True.
No, I mean, like, for real. Like,
Well,
I mean, can they do it when they're...
Yeah.
And what I thought, and then I said, like, and then what does a Mandalorian do in his downtime?
Right.
You know, like, what? How does a Mandalorian kick back?
How do you take a bath?
Or eat?
How's he take
you
a
know?
bath?
How's he take a bath?
Yeah, how's he take a bath?
Yeah.
These are all questions I need.
Purely blue milk diet.
Blue milk diet.
Yeah.
All right.
I know. It's true.
Through
He's got
through the abdomen.
whatever it is. Suge Knight. Your
There
boy,
he is.
323. He's coming to the spectacular, by the way. Kate, we missed you. Brett,
Aw,
you the man.
thanks, Suge.
Ben, what's up, my dude? Kristian,
What up, buddy?
that Schmoedown show that Schmoedown show has me watching old matches, and it's amazing. I am a Schmoedown fan now. That's great. Thank you so much.
For sure.
Well, that's kind of the goal of this show. And someone asked me too what the difference is with doing my own show as opposed to be on other shows, and like we can focus on whatever we want, and I can do more than 5 minutes on the Schmoedown. I can talk about it for a while if it means
like an hour.
If it means to be, yeah. And so what we're going to be able to do.
That was shady.
No, it wasn't though. I'm
just kidding.
Because I understand. No. It's my IP, so I'm able to do it on my channel. Why would you want me to do it for more than 5 minutes on your thing? I get it. But what I'm saying is, the fact that we do that, and I know that people are going to be watching this show for the comedy and the stories, and they might say, well, I haven't really checked out a Schmoedown. Let me try one or two and see if I like it. Please do. Go to the playlist and watch the tournament, because and the match I tell you to start with actually right now in this tournament would be Shazam versus the movie guys.
It's a good game.
It is such a great match. Bibiani gave me crap yesterday because he's texting me. He's like, I'm just saying, you went into depth on all those matches, but the best match that you said was the best match. You didn't really go too heavy into it. And he's not wrong. We just didn't have that much time.
We were just going.
We were just going and talking, but it's a match that deserves it. And as far as the detail of the actual game itself goes, that's what the guys on the rundown are going to do.
Yeah, that's what Sunday's for.
That's what they do. So
Frank and Brad do a great job.
And on Sundays is when the rundown drops on this channel, but it drops on the podcast channel tomorrow, and that's kind of how I take it. So but take a listen, and I'm glad that you watched the Schmoedown, and I hope that a lot of you guys are going to be at the Spectacular on December 7th, SchmoedownLive.com. I guess in a little bit, when we answer questions a little later, I'll confirm some of the people that are going to be at the expo.
Cool. I'm down.
All right, you know what, RB3, I'm going to stop taking questions right now, and we'll shut the Schmobot down. Thank you so much. Goodbye, Schmobot. We'll see you in a little bit. Let's get into this thing. I want to talk about The Mandalorian. Do me a favor also, guys, if you can. It would be great if this is something that would help the show. If you're fans of the show and you've been watching, please take this link and go to your Twitter and your Facebook or wherever and just say, hey, this show's talking about The Mandalorian episode 3 right now. Come join them. And let's see how many people we can bring new people in, because it's The Mandalorian. People are talking about it. It would be great if you could put the hashtag of The Mandalorian into your tweet, if you feel so kind to do so. And let's start talking about it. This is The SEN is the name of the episode. Mm-hmm. We'll get right into what Deborah Chow did. When we were watching this episode, there were a couple times because I watched the first 15 minutes, Ben had seen it already in his car, and then he wanted to watch it on TV, so we started watching it. And we both said the same thing. There was Batman references in this. John Wick came to play. There were a lot of different. You could tell that this show is taking from a lot of different movies, like the classic Star Wars did, for sure. And you feel it because the character, and this is why, again, I dispute anybody who says that episode 2 was a filler, because everything that led from episode 2 played out into episode 3 here, and it's telling a story from 1 to 2 to 3. And this is, in my opinion, and we'll get to everyone else's opinion, in my opinion, this is the best episode by far. It did, and I saw someone in the comments yesterday saying something like, I don't like when Kristian said it feels like Star Wars. It doesn't. This feels like Star Wars, and it feels. And to me, it feels like the classic Star Wars of when I grew up in the OT original trilogy, where it's not someone who's trying to make Star Wars. It just feels like it. It just feels like the galaxy and you're learning more and more about this character. You're learning more and more about his culture. You're learning more and more about how this story is going to play out and why it is. And they're not just dumping information and saying, this is what it is. Now we're going to do action. It's like, no, tidbit, tidbit. And it is that clear-cut vision. This is where we want to go. What are you going to do it with, Dave? What are you going to do with it, Rick? What are you going to do with it, Deborah? And they're all in sync, and you can feel it. But did you feel this way?
I loved this episode. It's the best by far for me. I'm not obviously knowledgeable in all. So as just a casual viewer, I didn't catch Batman references or anything. I loved about it that there were things that were set up. I can think of at least 4 times, little things that get set up and then totally see it, they see it through within this episode. And when I first started playing, I'm like, oh, people are going to be so pissed. It says it's 37 minutes.
Yeah.
It was the most perfect length. I mean, and I don't know, it was maybe 35, the episode, 2 minutes,
35,
credits or whatever, but
whatever.
It was perfect because it set all these things up and was able to execute on it. And that's like a problem I have with when something gets set up in a show and you see it get resolved like 7 episodes down, you maybe forget, or it's just like, wait, oh yeah, or like if you have to. So I loved like all of these little gems that get set up, and then you see them come to fruition in 35 minutes. I loved it. I loved it.
Now, Ben, I think, and you liked this episode.
I did,
but it's not your favorite.
No, I wasn't here last week, so I didn't get to talk about episode 2 or chapter 2. Are we spoiling chapter 2 or no?
No spoilers, because people still haven't gotten into different countries.
Right. Chapter 2 was my favorite by far, with how much we got of a certain character, what we got with the Mandalorian, everything like that. I liked a lot of this episode, and watching it another time on a big screen, because my computer was freaking out, so I had to watch it on my phone, so that might have affected it. But I love Deborah Chow's direction. I wish I'm trying to not spoil. There's a part where I wish it was just like one take following him, but there's a scene where, never mind. But I'm trying to spoil it. But just like the action was great, the lore was great. We got more flashbacks. That's not a spoiler. Everything with the culture of this main character, you're learning to love, and that's the main thing I love. Is like, oh, we are learning along with everybody else about this culture, because Boba Fett was in 8 minutes of screen time in the original trilogy, and he became this huge character. So I'm so glad we're finally getting 30-something years later, this thing that just became insanely popular.
It's a good point. Because this is, to me, when people were so excited about what Boba Fett... What?
I said Boba.
Yeah, but when Boba Fett... You're right. When Boba Fett came, like in after, not including the Christmas special, but when he really in Empire Strikes Back, it was this mysterious character that took on this life that everybody loves so much, and then in Jedi, it was handled a little goofy by the end.
And that's the thing, like he got such a crap ending, so everyone would be like, "Oh wait, maybe he wasn't that cool. Never mind." But no,
but it was even after that movie, after even the crap ending, people still thought he was pretty cool for a bit, and then they gave him the explanation that he was a clone and all this, and then people were still kind of trying to go off of that. He's so mysterious, so let's give him his own movie. But I think by making it another Mandalorian, you get back that mystery of what you wanted from Boba Fett and that badassery of what he was also. Because this character, and with Pedro Pascal's voice added to it, it's doing everything right. It just is. Brett, you're a Star Wars fan. But this is probably the show, this has got to be the most geeked out you've been about Star Wars.
Oh, totally. I hurried up, and like I said, my son was mad that he wasn't, but he knows I have to watch it for the show. And I rushed him to school, speeding, almost causing an accident. No, but I got him to school, came back quick. My wife was working from home, and we watched it. And I go, I got to watch The Mandalorian. And she says, oh, no, wait. And then she finished an email and came and sat with me. I knew people would probably be upset by the length of it. I hope somebody clips out the part where Kate says it was the perfect length. I think that I don't know why you would want it to be longer. Like why you
if you nail everything perfectly in 35 minutes,
like that.
I'm not seeing that complaint for this episode. I think people are starting to get used to it.
No, I'm saying we had predicted that maybe it was going to be 45. So that was a big reveal for me. I'm like, oh, they're not doing 45.
No, because people are already saying when we were talking about chapter 2 last week in the chat, they're like, because Kristian was saying, oh, maybe next week's an hour, and they'd already released the length, and they're like, nope, it's 35 minutes. This is too short. But no, everything that gets jam packed, and usually that's a negative,
right?
But there's so much that Deborah Chow and Filoni and Favreau put into this chapter 3, and I love how little dialogue there is. I love that. It reminds me of like Drive and like the Nicholas Winding Refn movies that I really enjoy. It's just like he's a man of action.
It was, but this one had the most dialogue out of all of them.
Yeah,
and the stuff that it did have further the plot. And from every scene, that from when it starts out to little moments that happen in the beginning of this episode that then tie back at the end of this episode,
all those
little things, little moments like that. But then when he does show up to certain places and has dialogue, you're like, okay, well, that's going to happen here. And then there's those other characters will have other conversations. And then, by the way, there's a couple times from old school dialogue pops up and it's like, Oshuta. And it's like, well, that's not a nice word.
Yeah.
When that happens, people will get pissed off. And it just, man, it is my Game of Thrones now. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
That's what I was going to say, is that it's such a good balance of revealing enough to keep you hungry, but not like I didn't like the first season of Westworld because I thought it was all mystery,
I did not either.
all fluff, and they didn't answer anything. And same with The Boys. We were talking about that yesterday. They didn't answer any questions. They're answering a question every single episode while still leaving so much open for the rest of the chapters.
Well, RB3 and I watched this today when he came in. He was watching too because RB3 we'd watched the first 2 together, and he was checking out this one. RB3, is this your favorite out of the 3?
This is close up there. I mean, I watched episode 2 again after we saw it, so I really got a chance to consume it a lot more. I got to go back home and watch this a couple of times to really fully think on it. But this is probably, I said the second one was the most cinematic, but this one might be topping that because there's so many great moments that happen, and the momentum is unstoppable.
And the layers are there for sure, but you and I also saw. I mean, there's like you said,
references.
You called out the Batman thing early because when I watched it with Ben the second time, there was a moment I'm like, oh, that's like Batman. You called it out actually like 3 scenes or 3 moments earlier, and I was like, oh yeah, you're right. They start setting up that pretty early. It shows you kind of what he is and how he's able to just maneuver.
Right, and what's good about that is they establish so much mythology about how these guys are warriors and how they like to fight, and they're really. I mean, I think this is so brilliant what they're doing with the character because he really doesn't back down on anything.
No,
he does. He's really strong from a moral standpoint. So it from the action standpoint, it makes it even more exciting.
I agree.
Did you see a little? I saw a little Matrix, maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
There's one. We can talk about it afterwards.
No, there's some movements with Matrix for sure. By the way, before you get into your point, Kate, we also we're not done talking about Mandalorian, and even when we are finished, you can stick around because I'm sure I already see in the super chats and in Streamlabs.com. There's a lot of questions about the show. Keep throwing in the questions now because we're going to get to all of them by the end of the show. So it's just like you don't have to wait. You can put them in now, and they'll be in there. We'll get to them at Streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown or the super chat. Streamlabs.com. There's 2 different things that why I think is more of a benefit. One, there's no percentage that's taken out of there as opposed to super chat, but the other is that you get more characters and can ask more on Streamlabs. So whatever you want to do, if you don't want to move away from super chat, I completely understand. All right, Kate, what do you got?
No, I was just going to say, I think something that I also have a problem with is like when there's too much exposition, and there was some exposition in this, especially. Well, never mind. When he goes into a certain world, a certain place, but it was the most organic. Yeah. It was just. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, oh, we get it. You're explaining everything in 3 sentences, so you don't have to show us. But it just didn't bother me, and I can't explain why. The other thing I was going to say is, question for you. There's a thing that we see at the end of a flashback. Is that something I should know from any of the other movies or no?
From some of the animated and from the movie.
Animated,
well, there is and some of the movies, but
was that supposed to be a big moment for me?
Not yet.
End of that, at the end of that flashback.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet, but I mean,
I was like, I probably should be like.
It was just more. It was like
no.
adding more to the flashback from chapter 1.
Yeah,
right. I know, but there was the thing that you see at the end, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's from the movie.
Okay.
I mean, it's actually in the trailer too. And we've talked about it too.
Okay.
It's just a reference from the Clone Wars.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
The biggest thing I like about this is I haven't been excited about waiting for something for a while. I'm like, I've had this. I want to binge, and I love that it's kind of back to this old television thing where I'm like, yes, I have to wait.
Yeah.
And it's at Friday. But I wish they would dial that time in because I don't want to get.
They do though. It is dialed in now. It's midnight. It's midnight
just
now.
Such a weird.
Yeah,
okay, you need to take a bath.
It's not a good family time, Kate.
No, and someone get the rubber ducky.
But by the way, if you go to the Mandalorian Twitter page and you like they'll update you and tell you every time it uploads to and that's what I did. You like I forget what it is. There's an actual post that if you click the heart on it, they will update you and tell you when the new episode is dropped.
Oh, nice.
And I did that, and I'm glad that I did. Yeah, I'm with you. I like the idea that we have to wait and wait and wait. But I also wish that I could watch it all right now. But the thing is, for 2 reasons. One, it's good for this show that we can discuss it every week. But it's good for that show because I think what binging does is that you'll talk about it for 2-3 days, and it's like, oh, what's the next thing that we're going to binge? As opposed to you're going to be talking about this show for at least 7-8 weeks.
Well, that's the thing. Someone chatted yesterday. Oh, do you think this will like diminish Rise of Skywalker? They have planned this perfectly to where the episode before the finale is the week of Rise of Skywalker, so we get that. We get Rise of Skywalker, and then everyone's going to go see that. And then the next week, we get the finale for Mandalorian.
Right.
So Star Wars hype was going to be insane at the end of December.
We'll get that, and then we'll have a little bit of a break in like January, right? We'll still be talking about Rise of Skywalker, maybe Mandalorian, but then February, March, I can't remember. I think it's February. We look it up. Clone Wars. Clone Wars, I think, comes out.
Wow.
That's something that I would tell you, especially for you, right, is with your kids, is at watch. And I'll give you the list on how it's weird how you have to watch them.
I know, I was hearing this on that one
February,
show.
right?
Yeah.
So, but you have to start watching it now because there's like 6 seasons. So Vivian and I are watching it now.
Because we would get some out of the library, and like when TV time, I very rarely watch with him because I'm a bad parent. But I'll just like put some shit on so I can get stuff done.
I get it. Yeah.
But he's seen a lot. He's obsessed with Roger right now.
What's that?
Roger, I guess, is one of the Freemakers.
Oh, is that okay?
He's like one of the drawer. I don't know.
Oh, Roger.
And I was like, is it his speech impediment?
No, it's probably Roger.
Oh, it's one of the battle droids.
Roger.
Right?
Roger.
Named Roger.
Yeah, and I was like, it's maybe a speech impediment. He's saying something wrong. But then I watched, and it was like, Roger.
I wish Josh Robert Thompson was here for that because he would have had a whole thing of why Spielberg and Lucas called it Roger.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Absolutely.
Why did Spielberg sound like that annoying kid from Polar Express, though?
I know, he was good. I like the way he did that. Anyway, so we're here talking about...
Did sound like the annoying kid from Polar Express.
As Spielberg, I got to watch Polar Express.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
This train seems to be going off the tracks. That's so funny.
Oh, that fucking kid.
It was really good. Okay, so anything else that we should talk about with this show before we get it? And if you were wondering, if you didn't hear in the beginning, I will be doing a full-on spoiler review for The Mandalorian and a watch-along for Episode 3, The SEN. That'll be a little later today. Please just keep a lookout here on this channel. Subscribe and keep your alerts on. That's another way you can get that. I'm having a lot of fun doing the watch-alongs with you guys, so we will do that a little later on today, so keep a lookout for it. I think of what you said before about how you're continued on, but it's also the show's job, obviously, that you want to get so hooked into it because of a continuous story.
Yeah.
And from the way that they set it up, and I like that how they go back to certain themes that they set up from 1, and there's references to 2, but 3 really brings it all together, and then it flips it on its head, and it says, well, that's what the story's been so far, but now it's going to be this thing.
Yeah.
Because now we've done this, and that's very different from what we've done so far. And now you're going, okay, so where does this show go now? Like, and the fact that Deborah Chow, we know she's doing 2 of these episodes. Now, does she do 2 in the first season, or is she also doing 1 in season 2? I can't remember.
No, it's chapter 3 and chapter 7.
Okay, so she's doing 7
Damn it, you
also.
beat me.
She's doing the penultimate.
All that homework for
She's doing
All that homework for
right?
nothing.
Oh.
There's 8, so she's doing the setup to the finale, which is great.
And judging by Game of Thrones, that's the big episode.
That's usually the big one.
I know.
Episode 9 was always the big one.
Yeah. I was actually thinking that should be a way we discuss things. Like, are they going to Game of Thrones it?
I feel that's the new thing is that the episode before is the finale.
The penultimate,
and then,
yes.
the penultimate. Good word.
Yes, thank
Mark
you.
Ellis word. Yeah. And then,
thank you, Molly.
Yeah. Danny.
Yeah, thank you, Danny.
And then
thank you, Danny. Get up. Kristian's no comment on that one.
because I think you're pushing it. I think you're pushing it.
Look at me, unshook.
you're like salt and pepper. You're pushing it.
All right. Anyway, get back into the episode itself. It's the fact that she's doing episode 7, chapter 7, leading into 8. And who's doing 8? Do we know who?
I'll look it up.
Is it Filoni? Is it Filoni or who's? Yeah, I want to know who's directing that because Bryce Dallas Howard's got one coming in pretty.
Oh, I hear her episode of Black Mirror was pretty good.
Okay.
I know she directed that.
There's not been a single episode of Black Mirror that I haven't loved.
Wow.
So I can guarantee.
I've only seen 2.
Oh my god.
Never
it's
seen.
so good. You've never seen it?
Taika's directing the
finale.
Yeah, the finale.
that's
It's
great.
Oh yeah.
Shoot, man. So that's this show is really it's kicking ass, man.
I feel like the lineup for directors that they have for this show is like
Very
next
smart.
level, especially for next season when they're gonna have Jon Favreau step behind the camera too.
Yeah.
It's gonna be legendary.
Well, the only reason he didn't do it is because he was so busy. He was working on
yeah.
Lion King and other things too, and he just wasn't able to. But he wrote all the episodes, and he's able to, and he's producing the episodes, and so Ben was. There's a particular character that pops up in this episode that we thought could be Favreau.
I think that voice sounded so much like Pre Vizsla, through the.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be.
It wouldn't be him. but it sounded a lot like him. I was trying to look up the cast, but he's not on the cast list.
Oh.
Yeah. But that's it. I don't want to get into too spoilers.
I really think it was him, and that would really be fine with me. Because I don't think it's previous. It's not, obviously.
Yeah, I wouldn't even want to say that because we could have thought it was an alien, but now you gave it away, Benjamin.
I feel like we need to get somebody who's not liking this on because this feels like everybody's loving it.
But that's a good thing.
And I've talked to friends that are people that are like, it's okay. So because I think everybody loves it, but there are people that aren't digging it.
I'll give this criticism. I thought some of the action was a little poorly staged in the third act. I don't want to give anything away, but where the Mandalorian didn't seem safe, and he was safe. It didn't seem like that.
There were moments where I had to suspend my disbelief.
And then
a
few of the close combat things were a little like cut around because I don't know how mobile he is in the suit. Like I said, I wanted that. I think we've been spoiled a little bit because action's going back to like John Wick 1 takes, Atomic Blonde 1 takes. So when there's cuts, people are starting to notice it more.
Yeah, that to me is
it's nitpicky.
That's nitpicky.
It's nitpicky. I know that.
I did find myself though not even nitpicky, but I did think like, how do you get out of
Yeah,
that? Like there's a couple of suspending disbelief
That's
moments.
where we've gotten, when especially people in this space, to where it is super nitpicky and it's film fans going blah 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 blah, and it's like I want to watch.
But I'm talking math. I'm talking math.
Yeah.
I'm talking actual factual math.
All right, well, again,
you
we
know what
gotta
I'm
be
saying?
careful.
No,
Yeah, we gotta be
that's
careful.
not nitpicky.
No, I know.
I'm saying
We gotta
math.
be
I'm
careful
like,
where
well,
we
this
go.
is not.
But what I will say though, there's a positivity going on right now that I haven't seen in a while. And I'm so excited that it's back. There's like an overwhelming positivity between a lot of Star Wars fans, which it's nice to see again.
I was gonna say we know that if it wasn't good, Star Wars fans would eat it alive.
Oh yeah.
But
I mean that's the one thing is like Star Wars fans have never been like, we'll just take whoever makes it because it's Star Wars. Like that's the one thing you guys protect your.
Yeah, that's true. But I also wish that it was just more straight positivity and not like this is better than Last Jedi. It's like let's just be this.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about this
Right.
and let this enjoy this. That's all.
It is better last night.
You can't tell me I'm nitpicking about action when everybody talks about that throne room scene. It's like, this kick didn't do this.
No, that scene is good. All right.
Thank you for letting me have that.
You can have that scene. I wish that would have been a lightsaber fight. Okay. Moving on. So, like I said, if you guys go over to Superchat or the Streamlabs.com/Schmoedown, you have any Mandalorian questions for any of us today, please put that in there now. We will get to them. We're going
non-spoiler questions.
Non-spoiler questions.
Yes,
we are
please.
going to now going to get to some of these other stories that are going on, and there are quite a few, but we'll stick with the Mandalorian about the merch, man. Merch.
This is the biggest story of the year. Disney is gonna have Baby Yoda for Christmas, baby.
Woo!
There you go.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Like, we're gonna close out the show, so thanks for coming, guys. No, so we didn't know if it was gonna be around for Christmas.
You called it though. You called it
I
immediately.
needed
like,
it.
Yeah.
I needed it.
Yeah,
I was
everybody
gonna
will.
sew my own. And it was gonna look terrible, but I was gonna do it.
Yeah, there's a few things that you could do. Whether it's I have spoken, there's a new line in this one that everyone's already quoting that you could do for those shirts. Whatever the creature is, we're calling it Steve or whatever, baby Steve, because it's not Yoda.
It's Beta.
The child.
Yeah,
It's called
the yodeling.
The child.
Yeah, the child. And I think that you're going to see those all all over Disney World or Disneyland.
You're going to see stabbings at Target
to get it. I know.
I swear
from me.
No, there is definitely this. There's gonna be a story. This is this is one of those tickle me Elmo things.
Are they releasing it for Black Friday?
I feel like that's probably the way to go.
Do people still do Black Friday?
But I mean,
Is that a
it's
thing?
got Target, it's got Amazon, it's got the Disney Store,
Okay.
it's in the parks. There's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be
I'll just go to the
plenty.
park to get it.
This
Yeah.
isn't
Then I
gonna,
won't.
it might be short for a
That's
little
the
bit.
best.
Truly, go to the park for it because honestly, that's you're not
I'm
going to
going
stab
on Monday.
anybody. Yeah,
I'm going to Disneyland on Monday and looking for it.
I swear to God, I'll give you.
Oh, yeah.
I will Venmo
Whoa,
you.
you were going to say something wrong.
I will give you one.
Go. Where are you going?
One of the pictures from my Instagram.
She'll forward a dick pic just for me.
I will begrudgingly give you a handy.
I saw her in a tightrope. She was just kind of like walking. She's like, where am I going to jump?
Brett's like, this is the only thing I have. Don't cheat on me.
Don't take my lady.
Oh, that's good stuff. Anyway, so I think a lot of people are pretty excited about it to see what they're going to do, when the merch is going to go up, and they're probably.
I want it to be a puppet.
Yeah.
It says early as Friday, and this came out yesterday, so I don't know if they mean today. I checked Amazon, and it says on this website there's 2 shirts with the child on it, and I'm like, I don't want a shirt.
I don't want a shirt. I want the
plushie.
child. I want the child.
Yeah, what are they
I want
gonna
to stick
call
my
it?
hand in the child and make its little furry head, and I want its eyes to go. I want its finger.
Well, and that'll be.
I want to stick my hand in the child.
His finger.
Let's not clip out
New
this
shirt. New shirt for the show.
Okay, moving on here. There's other things going on in the world of.
Are there, though?
Yeah, there are
No,
some, right?
No, I'm sorry. We got a new Amazon show called Hunters, produced by Jordan Peele, starring Al Pacino.
Hey.
The series revolves around a group of vigilantes led by Pacino chasing a Nazi regime that has secretly risen to power in the 70s, 3 decades after World War II. So, are you guys interested in this? I watched.
Am I interested? Hey. Whoa.
She's got a great ass.
Well, now listen. What I'm going to do is I'm from New York, but usually I put on some kind of Southern accent. Not today. I said not today. Okay.
No, he's got some accent going on in
You
this
sound
one.
like Caleb Crawdad from The Office.
Hey, all right. Come on. Show me. Show me the way.
It is. Yeah. I mean, Pacino in a TV show hasn't done TV like ever, right? A TV show. I know he's
That's
been
how
on
you know
HBO.
it is the golden age of TV.
It is.
It's,
Pacino and Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
He had a miniseries.
Yeah.
He had a miniseries that was on HBO that was really popular.
Someone said "Scent of a Nazi." It's pretty funny. But yeah.
But does HBO TV count as TV? Because their whole slogan is "It's not TV."
Yeah.
Right.
And I
It's
feel
on-
like,
yeah.
I mean,
But
I feel
he's
like
never
they
done a
started
television
it.
series. He's never done a series. He's done like mini. He's
Yeah.
done like little the events, the
because
television
he
events.
was Roy Cohen in Angels in America, the HBO miniseries.
What? I just
that
feel
feels like a movie.
With what's the other show, Man on High Castle? Is that an Amazon show as
Yes.
well?
Yes.
Yes.
What's up with Amazon and Nazis in World War II?
Listen, and they want, and also
Is
like
Man on High
Amazon-
Castle good?
I don't know, but it's the
I hear
if the Nazis had won.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
sort of like Amazon.
Well, they axed that show. The DB Weiss and Benioff were gonna do the if Confederates had won.
Oh, right,
And
right,
they,
right, right,
HBO
right.
was like,
Goodness.
okay,
No.
we'll draw the line there.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I remember that. But seeing Pacino in this show, and I watched it. Did you guys all see the trailer? Did you get a chance to- No,
It was great.
it was really good. I think it's intriguing. Thanks for looking at the nose.
I did.
I read about it. I didn't. I guess
I
I
didn't see the
missed
play.
it.
trailer.
Yeah.
You didn't
Jebba
push-
Chow
Is
is
it-
5'4".
Yeah. Listen,
That's right, he was just-
just so
yeah,
much.
he was
I
just-
try
right.
to pick the best information I
Her
can.
first child's name is.
And again, I'm not a trailer guy. I read the information.
all right, all right.
I love me some Nazi hunting. So,
Did you think this will be something you're going to be looking forward
I'd
to?
be about down for it.
RB3.
I'm super excited for it. I saw the trailer. I actually saw the trailer on Twitter before the
Okay.
email was sent. And for me, what looks like really amazing about this show, it just looks like pure Al Pacino going in on it.
Yeah.
And you know Jordan Peele. I mean, Jordan Peele delivers the best performances out of anybody, I think, in the new age, and I think he's going to just rock it.
A nice team.
Yeah.
Right, watch those two kind of team up, and especially after watching the performance of Pacino in Irishman. Man, he was to me he was the standout in that movie.
Pacino is hot right now because he had Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Irishman, and now this show.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Pacino
he's-
Assance.
Yeah, it's true, and he to have him back, and he's one of my favorites of all time. To see him in both Hoffa, and then in this movie. When does this movie come out? Do we know when this?
It's
movie?
a show. I think
Oh,
it's
show
excuse me.
2020. It says
2020.
sometime in
February.
2020.
Yeah.
But it's got a good supporting cast: Kate Mulvaney, James Lee Gross, Ebony Etsidian, Caleb Emery, Henry Hunter Hall.
Well, he's not
Like-
the only one doing TV.
Oh no, Harrison Ford just announced he's got his own. I believe it's an Amazon series as well.
Which is nuts because Harrison Ford. Who was telling me that Harrison Ford hasn't done TV?
hasn't done TV since a cameo in Young Indiana Jones in 1993.
Right.
Wow.
That's- yeah.
Scripted TV, like you know,
Yeah,
Jimmy
yeah,
Kimmel.
yeah.
Fuck, I have that one in my pocket too.
Did you?
I'm taking the jobs, baby.
I know, you
Gotta be quick with this
you
guy.
got-
Quick, do an impression of somebody.
If you have another tidbit from a story in like 3, say it now.
No, we've used them all. I gotta look at the notes, but I think we've used them
Did
all.
you know? Damn it!
Damn, man.
But what's this
So
sports
Variety
show?
reports that Harrison Ford is attached in a narrative series of the adaptation of The Staircase, which is based on the novelist Michael Peterson. Peterson claimed his wife died after
This
falling.
is what I was talking about. The thing I binged. Remember when you
okay.
guys were asking me? This is the
Oh,
very
okay.
thing.
Got it.
It's the yep.
Is it
okay, go
crazy?
ahead. It's
Okay.
the most bonkers
So Peterson claimed his wife
Blowpoke.
died after falling down the stairs at their home, but police suspected he bludgeoned her to death and staged the scene to look like an accident. Netflix bought the rights to the original doco, I've never heard that before, and crafted 3 new episodes that aired in 2018. And that's what you watched.
It was the original that we couldn't. We literally went to a movie store to.
Oh,
get
so
the rest.
they've made 3 episodes and they're waiting for someone
more,
to buy
yes,
it.
because I can't spoil it, but
Okay.
the man went away. So anyway, it's,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like. And
It's,
so,
I have seen the new 3, but those aren't the ones I cared about.
so what
It
this
was
is
the
like.
original
So
6.
this is like if Richard Kimball had actually done it. Is that what this?
It seems like it.
Yeah.
It seems very
Yeah.
fugitive.
Yeah, but except he did it, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's. And what's
well,
that?
no.
Oh,
that's
we don't
the
know.
thing. No, I got to tell you, that is the thing that fucked me up about this whole
okay.
entire thing is that you're like, okay, this guy's a total shit show, freak show, creepo, but
You don't
God,
know.
there is. The question is there reasonable doubt? And like to me, the answer is fucking yes. There
Okay.
is reasonable doubt.
Does it show both sides? Because that's what I didn't like about Making a Murderer.
Yeah.
Is that Making a Murderer was like, this guy's 100% innocent, and that's all there is to it, and if you don't believe him, you're wrong. Like, they don't show both sides in these
Right.
like Netflix serial killer documentaries.
Yeah, I mean this documentary definitely you see this guy's freak flag fly.
Okay.
He had a previous wife that also died,
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. Well,
and they
that's-
exhume her body.
All right. Well, that's. I mean, look, interesting subject matter, nonetheless.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so Harrison Ford, Pacino doing TV. I mean, Julia Roberts has done TV now. I
Oh,
mean,
Harriet
like-
Tubman. the new Adventures of Harriet Tubman.
Yeah,
with
that's right.
Julia
James
Roberts.
Dean is
God.
doing TV.
Yeah.
I
Like,
know, it's
everyone's
true.
got their own series. And that's like, there's just too much. There's too
Yeah.
much to keep up with.
Yeah.
This is gonna anger you so much,
Oh,
but
can't
my
wait.
Pacino story.
Yes.
So my best friend from college is an actress, and she was in a Broadway show with him. I flew out years ago.
Beverly D'Angelo.
He's married to her. Okay, so I go to the rap party with them. We're at a bowling alley in fucking New York City,
Hey.
and she takes me over and she like introduces me to him, and then his people walk away, and I'm sitting at the table, and my person leaves, and it's literally just me and Al Pacino at a table.
How you doing, Kate?
I've got literally nothing to say to this man. I've got nothing. I mean, this is what I'm saying.
nothing to
I have
say to Al
nothing to
Pacino?
say to him because because you can't be like, I've liked the Godfather. Like
Get it out your mouth.
I mean, so I literally was like, "Hi, you've got little kids. Are they excited about? Are they excited?
my hand in them.
Are they? Yeah, I want to stick my hand in them. I was like, are they excited about Christmas? And he goes, yeah. They're kids. I was like trying to not make it's that thing. It's like that thing when you like see like a B actor or like whatever, you like sort of like you can talk to them about the stuff
But
they've
it's
done. They're
Pacino.
still
Yeah.
but it's Pacino. You don't need to tell the guy you worship at his altar. You don't so I'm like, what do I say to him? How the fuck did I get left alone with him? Where are his people? They should be protecting him
You
from
had
my
your
idiocy.
Sarah Silverman moment with
Yeah.
the thing. I told you that story.
No.
Oh God, they're just sick of this story. We're basically when you know this.
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
Improv. I was at the Improv when I first got out here.
Yeah.
I jumped up on stage at the Improv, and
Improv I liked more than the Comedy Store, by the way.
it was a good rhythm.
love
But
the
I
Improv.
was there for my birthday, and Rick Overton was doing improv on stage, and he's like, we invite people up sometimes, but nobody ever does it. Had a couple drinks in, I did it, and I somehow had like magical powers that night, and I did really well, and it was the reason I got back into stand up. But I got off, and someone grabs me and goes, "You were amazing. You were so good." And I look, and it was Sarah
You were
Silverman.
amazing.
But it was Sarah Silverman, and I look and I go, "You were great in Something About Mary." She's in it for 3 minutes, and then I turned off and walked away.
My God.
As opposed to saying, "Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I buy you a drink? 'Cause I would love to know where, like, to go up. Do you have any recommendations? Are there anything I should do?
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah,
tell my
yeah.
friends to go fuck
But it's
themselves.
like-
I'm going to sit down and have a full conversation. And anything were there things that I did that you thought were really good? No, you're a friend in Something About
Yeah.
Mary. She looked at me like I had 3 dicks on my face.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
then I walked
you
away.
just in those moments. The other, you remember we used to live by Jane Lynch. Did you used to see her walking around the neighborhood?
I did see. I
so
did.
my
forgot.
joke with
I did.
Dickie.
Holy shit.
My joke with
Yes.
Dickie was always that we were gonna go up to her and be like, I just gotta tell you. This was like around Glee.
Yeah.
I just gotta tell you, we love you in The Fugitive.
Do you know who else? You know who else used to
She's
live around
in it
the
for, like-
corner? I know. Justine Bateman used to live around the corner.
Oh,
Also,
I didn't-
which
oh,
is
I wouldn't have
crazy, too.
recognized her.
I did. That's Mallory.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, move.
LA's weird.
Did
That's
you
all.
know that?
LA's weird.
That's Mallory.
That's
Mallory.
Mallory.
No, I know Mallory.
All right, so is there
Anyway, I blew it with Pacino, guys.
do we have anything else?
I've got some Ben Affleck news. We didn't talk about his new trailer from
great.
Gavin O'Connor.
yeah.
That looks really, really good.
Gavin O'Connor just knows how to make sports movies. Miracle, Warrior.
Yes.
This one, I mean,
100%.
Are you pretty pumped for this movie?
I'm super pumped for this movie. For one, I love basketball
Yeah.
and I love basketball movies. And for two, I love that Ben Affleck's like finally addressing his alcoholism
Yes.
like in a performance. You know, that's wonderful.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
seems almost like semi-autobiographical
Sure.
because he's having some struggles lately, and I'd love to see that like on film.
Yeah,
And
it's ballsy. It's
Yeah.
ballsy. I mean, it's dangerous too.
Yeah, it really is. And then
I saw that trailer, by the way, and I liked it.
Did you?
And I was excited. But I as somebody that doesn't watch sports, I do like sports-related movies.
Yeah, the
yeah.
sports movies usually
And
pretty good.
before going back to like the autobiographical thing, like we saw the Shia LaBeouf Honeybird movie.
Honey
Boy.
Boy.
Honey Boy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
For,
It's so
beautiful
good.
movie.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
It's like what he did as his
I
father.
think I'm starting to really like him.
Shia LaBeouf, me too.
Like the first
Yeah.
when I'll be the first to admit this. Like when it was announced that Shia LaBeouf is writing his own autobiography and then playing his father, I was like, okay, don't break your arm jerking yourself off. bro. But after seeing Peanut Butter Falcon and
Yeah.
this, he's back.
Yeah.
And and I watched his Actors on Actors with Kristen Stewart. Both of them are such interesting people, and they have the best questions for each other. It was awesome.
That's
But
awesome.
back to Ben Affleck. He's directing King Leopold's Ghost, a story of greed, terror, and heroism in colonial Africa. The film will chart the time when European countries were facing to find ways to carve up the natural resources of Africa. Leopold became the world's richest man with billions stashed in secret bank accounts by gaining private ownership of the Congo Free State and inserted a mercenary army to cruelly plunder rubber and ivory. So
I think he was a Belgian king.
Yeah, well, he
This guy.
Thank you, Brett.
needs. I want to see him. Thank you so much, Harvey. That is so deserved. But I loved what he did with Gone Baby Gone, and I
Yes.
really enjoyed
So
the
underrated.
town. And Gone Baby Gone is my favorite out of the three. Argo, and then he had a
I loved Argo.
yeah, and
I
he had
loved
big
Argo.
misfire with the last one. What was that last one called?
I'm Gone by Night. But
Live by Night.
Live by Night.
Oh,
I
but-
didn't see that.
Did
But
you
what I
like-
will say,
Yeah.
Live by Night, not a great movie, but I consider it like the most woke gangster movie because his character is not like a typical racist dude. Like he actually does embrace the community.
Yeah.
I think that's what's interesting about this movie is that it might show a different side to like colonialism that like he might be, it might be ambiguous to what
Have
they're
you
going
have
for.
you seen The Nightingale?
I have not, no.
The Nightingale is one of those movies with like 12 Years a Slave and Schindler's List that are amazing, but you never want to see them again
Right.
because they're hard to watch, and it takes an unflinching view of colonialism, even because the main character is Irish, so she's an indentured servant, but then she still treats Tasmanians,
Yeah.
those natives, they're even lower than her in this society, and it's hard to watch. They're like it's 2.5 hours, and it's just like in your face the whole time. And everyone left the theater. No one said a thing. And it's
Yeah.
a really good movie. I think it's on Hulu right now. But just know,
Nightingale, okay.
like I don't really give trigger warnings a lot, but there are some hard warnings for this movie.
Sure. All right. So anyway, Affleck is back, and he's gonna be directing another one. I think that's it for now. I mean,
Unless you wanted to do the Knives Out.
we should do that. Let's do that. Let's do it. Let's do Knives Out. So RB3 saw Knives Out yesterday. I did also. After that, we're going to turn the Schmoebot back on, and we're going to get to your questions. So keep them coming. The Streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown and Superchat. We'll get to all your questions in just a bit. But we both saw Knives Out. Hearing some really great things about this. It's like the modern day Clue, if you will. And I like this movie. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that it was not it was clever. It's not as clever as I kind of hoped it would be because there were a few times I was like, well, they're setting that up. That's probably gonna that happened. But it was the execution of it and its performances. What's the lead girl's name?
I'm not sure I
All right,
pronounced
she was
She's amazing.
and she was in Blade Runner 2020.
Not
and
great, yeah. But
She was.
Yeah.
She was. I fell in love with her when I saw her, right? And she is so likable. She is so damn likable and such a great lead in this movie. And the supporting cast around her, whether it's Christopher Plummer,
Chris Evans. Daniel Craig is a standout.
Daniel Craig is a standout because I was worried about that accent, but it actually works very well. Lakeith Stanfield, I had the pleasure of meeting at Sundance. Such a cool dude, he's just a great actor, right? And just the way Rian Johnson uses his eclectic cast in general, they fit their moments and they piece in at the right time. So you're always entertained. It's never dull. It is never dull. You are waiting, and even when you do kind of figure things out, you don't care because you want to see how it does, because it's the best word I could think about this movie is just fun.
Yes.
It's a fun film.
It's a fun film, and it's unabashed in what it's trying to do, like what it's trying to say. Every character represents like a different kind of space, and it's a whodunit, but it's also a really great family drama too.
Agreed.
And that's what works. And I also think it's really Hitchcockian from like the soundtrack and the direction. Hi, Brett.
Your timing's impeccable. It really is. It's something else.
But yeah, everything in this movie, I just loved it. I loved it absolutely.
It was good, man. The music's really good. When they chime it in, there's some great comedic moments, good beats.
It's hilarious.
Toni Collette has some nice.
Toni Collette had great moments. Jamie Lee Curtis is also.
amazing. Don Johnson.
Don Johnson in this movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a great cast, and I found myself really enjoying the movie. I don't know how long it was, but it didn't feel very long.
It was 2 hours and 10 minutes, but it's amazing because I usually check my watch like after an hour or so. It never once occurred to me.
No, I saw it with Bonnie Somerville, and we were watching. Her dog is having problems with it, so she had to leave, and she goes, "Who did it?" I'm like, "You want me to tell you?" She's like, "Yeah." And then she's like, How did that? I was like, "It was set up pretty good. The way that they did it, it was set up pretty good. Don't worry, I'm not going to ruin it for you." Anyway, it's a really good movie. I would say I would go 4 out of 5 schmoes.
Yeah, I'd probably go. I keep switching to the wrong camera.
Yeah, it's a ghost. What's the ghost thing?
What do you think?
Go back to the ghost for a second.
It's better than the Last Jedi.
Thank you, Ghost. Thank you, Ghost.
But overall, I probably give it like 4.5 out of 5 schmoes. I like the genre. I love the murder mystery genre, and I think it did everything that
I gotta see this.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So yes,
real quick on news, because one of our stories was about Wes Craven's estate is taking new pitches, and Mike Flanagan I know it's like tweet news, so it's not news, but he's like, put me in, coach. I've got a pitch.
So Flanagan wants to do it. So
I'd love to see that.
Nightmare on Elm Street. They made a remake of it with what's his face, with Rorschach.
Jackie Earl Haley.
Jackie Earl Haley.
But not a good movie. He was fine, not a good movie. And it's like I can understand where they say like, I don't know, we're gonna try to do another. Elijah Wood wants to do another one. It scares me. It's my favorite horror franchise, and Robert Englund to me is the only.
It's hard to replace.
Yeah,
him.
man, it's really tough. I mean, it's just like Chris Pratt as Robert Englund.
Scarlett Johansson, duh.
As Freddy. Yeah, right. It's Julia Roberts, but I'll keep an open mind to it, but I'm not clamoring. I feel the same way that Brett does about Time Bandits for this one. It's like, no, I don't need it.
I don't need it. Like hearing if Flanagan's attached, I'm much more at ease. But it's all about replacing Robert Englund because he's such a legend.
Thing. Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, because they tried to take away from the comedy aspect of him in that last one, and that's what made Freddy. Like,
well, that's the thing, like, because the first one's pretty serious, but then like he had 9 movies of him one-liners, and so that's what people want to see. It's like funny kills and
how sweet fresh meat.
it's the fact.
Welcome to prime time.
Yeah. All right. Then moving over. RB3. Let's put her back on. Ladies and gentlemen, the Schmoebot has awoken. If you want to interrupt the show for the remaining of it, you can. Go on over to streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown. Let's go ahead.
Can I just say, can you think of anybody scarier than Jackie Earl Haley? Like if I saw Jackie, truly, like if I saw him walking down the street, I'd be like, nope, who?
Michael Shannon.
I've seen Michael Shannon in Chicago.
I think Jackie Earl Haley.
You can tell that
Jackie's also smaller. Like, I'm not saying like small people
raped
like they're
children in that movie. Like Michael Shannon, are you talking about from like Boardwalk or?
Well, he had from Boardwalk, from the Let's Go to Prison movie. He plays like a scary neo-Nazi.
I know, but like he just
General Zod, scary.
I actually feel like Jackie Earle Haley may be touched.
He was scary
Shape
in
of
Knives
Water?
Out. Michael Shannon was scary in Knives
Yeah.
Out. Yeah,
He's just like that intimidating.
Says the woman who wants to put a hand in the child.
Yeah.
The child. It's very different.
All right, let's move on here. Thomas Lopez, by the way. What's up, guys? I'm a huge fan. I had a thought and wanted to know what you guys thought. What are the chances that we're going to see Obi-Wan in Rise of Skywalker? They haven't really said where his Force Ghost has gone. If we see Yoda, why not him? I think because they want to use Ewan McGregor sparingly. I think that they want to make sure they want to separate the Alec Guinness from Ewan McGregor. We know Ewan McGregor is coming back as Obi-Wan. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that there's a possibility maybe at the very end of the movie you see all the Force Ghosts, and I'm not even putting a high chance on that. I think that Yoda's probably going to pop back in there. Luke will be in there, and possibly Leia at the end of the movie. Possibly. But Obi-Wan is probably slim to none. I'd put it at like a 4 or 5%.
Would you want an Alec Guinness Force Ghost?
It
or
would
Ewan
have to
McGregor
be
Force
Alec Guinness,
Ghost?
right?
Well, they're not going to put Alec. I mean, I guess they could
I
do
mean,
it.
we have the technology now.
We could do it.
Yeah.
I think it would have been. I think it would have been leaked. I think somebody would have known.
CGI James Dean can star in a movie.
Yeah.
We can put a Force Ghost in there.
That's true. That's true. It'd be a way
Now,
to
are
turn
you
heads.
when you say this, you're saying in like the film or as one of these like in
Well, either one.
just the waving. Hey, we're up here.
That's where I think it's most likely
They're
to
gonna
happen.
do that?
If they do that,
that would be cheesy, right?
I mean, Jedi, it worked.
I mean, there's a moment in Harry Potter, the final Harry Potter, where he's got the Resurrection Stone and his parents like protect him from the Dementors to get to Voldemort, and that reading that moment like made me tear up the first time. So if there was something like that where Rey's fighting Palpatine and all the like Obi-Wan, Yoda, and Leia come, that would
I'd like it like that, but I don't want them waving up in the trees.
Yeah.
During a
Yep, no.
Ewok party.
Right.
Isn't that what it's?
Yeah, I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I think there's gonna be some cool surprises in that movie. Jay Neats. Hey guys, do you think that the Mandalorian episodes are shorter to extend it beyond the Rise of Skywalker release? The finale airs 1 week after the movie. Maybe the baby's power can somehow connect to the rise of Palpatine or provide another Rise of Skywalker spoiler. Just fun to speculate. I don't know. I just don't think they're going to tie in any of the Mandalorian stuff to Rise of Skywalker. I think that JJ was off doing his thing. Filoni and Favreau off doing their thing. Now, if Filoni and Favreau do wind up taking over the creative narrative of the films, don't be surprised if a lot of their TV stuff starts to tie into the movie stuff. Eventually, that would make a lot of sense, and it's just something that Filoni likes to do when connecting the TV and the film stuff. So that's possible. I just don't think this is possible.
It's like the Netflix Daredevil stuff. Like that was like there was the same universe because they mentioned it a few times. But now that the Marvel series are on Disney Plus, now they literally said you have to watch these to be caught up on everything MCU. So I feel like you said, this one will be separate. Afterwards, they might start connecting them.
Right. Nick Piccolo. Hey, crew, no spoilers, but Chapter 3 of The Mandalorian is the best so far, and Deborah Chow just killed it. And by the way, yesterday,
Piccolo.
yesterday's show was a ton of fun, and you guys are the best. I love Schmoedown backstage as well. Thank you. Kate, can you tell your Al Pacino story? Well, you told it.
Oh, I told
So
you.
there you go. You should have waited. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, they're kids.
Video Punks, that's great. Video Punks was the one who told the dream about Ben Goddard. Thank you so much.
Oh,
thank you.
Manny Torres, no spoiler, but the Paddington 2 is the most underrated team in the Schmoedown, both individually and as a team. Just wanted to show them some love, and we'll be rooting for them in the tournament. Also, RB3. Where are the white women at?
Hello.
You do your Pacino. Hello.
You got a great ass.
That was good. That was good.
Thank you.
The Paddington 2, Alonzo Duralde and Matt Atchity, they are an underrated team. They're playing. You can go see their match right now up against the Evil Geniuses, also an underrated team, and Simon Thompson and Lon Harris. So go and watch that match. But yeah, those guys are they're solid.
Can I just say one thing about
No,
those two?
no.
It's actually really funny. When I first started working for you guys, I also did a tour of the Young Turks studio / at the time they had the show there. And like I was like, I work for Schmoes, and they're like, we love Schmoes. But then every time they've never acknowledged that again, as if No.
They never remembered you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like every time I come in, I have to like reintroduce myself. It's kind of fun.
Matt's that way. It's funny. He's such a sweet guy, but yeah, he's a little. Sometimes he's still.
I love him though. I love them both.
I love them both.
Yeah.
But Matt's been playing the Schmoedown since season 3.
Yes.
He's been in over 15 matches. He has no idea how to play the game. You'll see. He messes. There's something that he does every time that he's just like, why did he do that? It's just like it's the Matt Atchity special, and I love him to death. Anthony Nugent put in a Schmobot today. So did Drew Svilden, and the Imperial sympathizer says further confirmation that there was no set plan for the sequel trilogy. Colin Trevorrow told Empire that the Emperor was never even in his script. Whoa. Didn't know that.
Oh, wow.
He never even considered it. JJ brought it back when he took over. Thoughts? It's just proof. It's just like it's one of the, I think JJ always had an idea for it. I think JJ always had an idea of what he wanted to do. But yeah, there was no plan for it, and there was no chance Rian Johnson had any idea about it because he would, like I said, if Trevorrow hadn't talked to him about it.
Yeah, I like both movies, but JJ just needed. I get like live his life, but he needed to do this trilogy because like it seemed like he had the right track. Because Colin Trevorrow, he literally made The Force Awakens for Jurassic Park.
Right.
It's the same fucking movie. So I'm
pretty sure.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, so it's true, and he said that, and there was no Emperor in it, and you know, this is the whole point that we were trying to make before, where if you want to connect all this stuff and have a trilogy, and know you want to do a trilogy, have a treatment. Know where you want to go. You'll see it. It is proving to be true in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
It has a clear-cut narrative of where you want to go. And guess what? All different directors. They're all different directors, and they're following a narrative, and it doesn't take away the creativity. Look at what Deborah Chow just did. Look what Rick Fiumama did. Look at what Filoni did. They all are taking this narrative of this idea and saying, okay, how do we put our special sauce into it? And that's what they're doing. And I wish and I hope if Filoni and Favreau are doing the next set of movies, this is exactly, not I wish, I know this is exactly what's going to happen. They're going to put together a narrative. But yeah, I'm not surprised whatsoever that Trevorrow said that. Okay, let us see. Jason Hernandez, 45. Oh, by the way, Anthony Nugent put in that really generous Schmobot in there before. Thank you so much. Jason Hernandez, worst Mando episode by far. What?
Wow.
There it is. See?
I'm loving soundbites.
Wait a minute. 0 out of 10 because I didn't hear I have spoken once. I'm kidding. I really love this episode. The ending had me jumping out of my seat. If this isn't the type of content Deborah Chow is giving us for Obi-Wan, then I couldn't be more excited. I agree with you wholeheartedly, Jason Hernandez, and good fake out there.
You really faked
That was
this
a good
out.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bait and switch.
Yeah.
Hey, real
yeah.
quick, can I tell you a nice fake out story
totally.
about my beautiful son? I got this text from him the other day that says, "Hey, Dad, I just wanted to let you know that you're a great dad, and I really love you, and I appreciate all you do for me." It was National Kindness Day, and then there was some spacing, and then it said, "FYI, I had to do this for my Spanish class." No, I was forced to do this for my.
Well, you know what?
And you wonder why I make fun of this little fucker.
That was
We gotta have him-
payback for
Okay.
earlier.
Would he come on the show?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Because how great would that be to have you guys on there? By the way, did you hear that they took the McClunky version off of Disney Plus?
I did.
Why? I wonder why.
There's no way. I literally just watched it with Christian Rubicopper last night.
It-
And they
it-
had McClunky.
so it is
Oh,
on
it is.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, literally last night.
It says that it's off.
Oh my!
We have to look.
I love all the stuff. I got my son watching.
McClunky!
He watched Jaws, McClunky. There was all these
So
different
good.
ones.
McClunky! Can we get a McClunky soundbite?
Oh, we have to.
I would love a
I got
McClunky
you.
soundbite.
McClunky.
Yeah, McClunky. Okay, let's see. Garf SD. I've been loving the show, and it's getting better and better by the day. Especially yesterday's episode when Kate and Brett weren't on. After Brett's kid rant, what's something your kid has done to annoy you? Love you, Kate. I love my daughter more than anything in the world. But there is a motor on her that just doesn't break. And like I'll be in the middle of a conversation or I'll be doing something. Dad, so I was at the thing today, and I saw, and my teacher said this, and I said, just 1 second, and I'll be right to you. And then she said this, and if I was going to go to this, and if I go to this, honey, just 1 second, I promise you I want to hear this whole story. And if I go over there, and it's like, just for a second, just for a second. But that's it.
Yeah. Oh no. Mine's the same way.
Yeah.
She is a chatterbox.
Yeah.
My son's just all chill now. He's almost 13, but she's just in the car and she's saying this, and she starts stories halfway through, and I'm like, who's Nathan? Who's no wait, go back up a little bit. Why are we talking about this? There's 3 birds. I don't see the bird. No, the bird scooters. Why are you pointing out bird scooters?
What do you hate about your kids?
My son does a thing where he I will correct him on something, like his behavior. Like he's very greedy. He thinks every time we go into a store he's gonna get something, and that's probably because for a while every time we went into a store he got something.
Yeah, that's how it works.
It's sort of my fault. But he started to do this thing where I'll be like, you know what, Neil, you can't. What? Is Ben okay?
The fuck are you doing? What are you doing?
Ben's.
I'm listening for McClunky.
No, this is not. This is a green rookie move. I'm gonna call you out on a green rookie move in the chat and doing this. I gave all my old co-hosts on Collider Live shit about that. You're in the middle of telling a story. Maybe it is gone. Is it gone? And Ben, what you know? You know what Ben hates about his kids? They keep trying to contact him. Right.
Just take the monthly paycheck and get off my back.
That was good.
I'm listening to McClunky, Stuart.
I honestly was like, does Ben have a thing, like a disease that we need to deal with? Like he was just face down in his computer, and we're like, Ben.
I knew it was on you guys, so I was like, I can hear
Yeah,
it.
it ended up being on you. Actually.
I don't want to hear about your kids. I'm doing research for myself. I'll talk about it on my channel afterwards.
I thought you stroked out for a second.
I know, truly.
It really was.
I was like, oh God, is he okay? Is he okay? Is he okay?
As I pointed over, I go, look, he's trying to eat the computer.
Oh my God.
Did my dick pic go
Kristian's
through?
daughter has a motor mouth. Kate and Brett, thoughts on where she got that? Oh, and can I get Arnold as Kate as Kristian rant?
Oh, it's good. Okay. Okay.
So look at me. Here's what I'm going to do the little joke there because I like to make fun of Kristian. So I'm going to jump on the chair and then beat him moment of pain. Going to bring it out there in comedy. Look at me, Steve. I'm going to try to wake up his daughter, screaming and yelling like a lunatic. Oh, look, my ass is hanging out. I'm okay, screaming and yelling. I'm loud and Irish.
His wife didn't even hear it.
That's
So
the truth. It's the truth.
anyway, my son tells me when I
Stay
my
on
son tells
target.
me my
Stay.
son tells me when I will
was
be
in
like
labor.
I'll be like, you need to stop being so spoiled. I'll tell him like you're acting like Veruca Salt. Da, da, da.
I say that to my daughter.
I'm like, you're being
Yeah,
Veruca
call
Salt because he
Veruca.
like hates her. He like can, and so he'll get like I'll call him Veruca Salt and he'll be like, I'm gonna put myself in the garbage. And it's the worst. I hate when he does that because I'm like, I'm like, oh, you're not. No, that's let's have a conversation. Like he's 4.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you're not gonna put yourself in the garbage.
And then you go to miserable, and then he turns the corner. He's like,
yeah. He's like, but do you think I could have that Hatchimal?
yeah, right,
I'm like,
exactly.
okay, fine.
Yeah, that's exactly. Okay, Mikhail Dingus says it's Mikhail, like Michael and Dingus, like the insult Dingus. Weirdly, never got any crap over it though. Give it time. SEN makes a hard life just a little easier every day. Well, thank you. Just joined $10 patron. Thank you so much. I hope it helps. It absolutely helps. Win a goldfish here. Frame rate schlongy dong dong. The patreon.com/Schmoedown. It is what keeps us going. Also, by the way, it gets the Schmoedown itself. I mean, the SEN Live. Yes, this show and everything that we do here for Superchats and Streamlabs keeps the lights on here and allows us to continue to do these shows and further the network. The Patreon keeps the Schmoedown running, gets us on, be able to go to different cities and be able to fly out the crew and the competitors and get other events. Like we're putting a hold on an event in February for Atlanta. Our awards. The awards and the draft, January 11th, going to be at the Comedy Store. It's looking like it's pretty much locked down for that. So put it on your calendar. The draft and the awards on January 11th. January 25th is New York. Buy your tickets there at schmoedownlive.com. So all that stuff, the Patreon is very important. So thank you for joining. Really, really appreciate it. Video Punks. What is the best Kenny Loggins movie song? I was just about to say what you wrote. I'm All Right from Caddyshack, Danger Zone from Top Gun, or Footloose from Footloose. That's a tough one, but I'm going to go with I'm All Right.
Danger Zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all right.
I'll go Footloose for that final scene.
Sure.
Yes, Footloose.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon gets it in that final scene, man.
You're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
They both have two great lines. He says, "I thought this was a party. Let's dance." And Rodney Dangerfield goes, "So let's dance."
Yeah.
We're all gonna get laid.
That's so good.
Loggins was killing it with movie scores.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
he was the guy. Over the top.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Meet me halfway across the sky. Right, Kate?
Wow.
I just could you burp in my face again? That would be better than that.
Got Eric Cartman in here now.
You sound like Bateman.
Number one podcast for magic.
Oh God!
All right, Nightwolf. He put in the 20 for the squirrels, sending in the donation.
That was very
Thank
nice.
you. Devious Kristian, can you read this? Or are the words as small as my donation? Brett Schlong Sheridan is your new assassin name. I have spoken. PC. Favorite filming locations. I love visiting the Bradbury Building from Blade Runner in downtown LA and the American Horror Story house. Oh man, that's a tough one. Favorite filming location.
Oh, I know mine.
Pizza places. What?
Oh, I was gonna say it's the Home Alone house.
That's a good
That's
one.
where I used to nanny.
Yeah, it's a
Not
good
in
one.
the Home Alone house, but in that
Yeah,
town.
that's a tough one. I have to think about. I mean, I think Hill Valley.
USC because they've shot like 100 movies there. So.
Oh yeah, and same thing with Hill Valley. I mean, that area that's the Universal lot. Yeah.
I'll
for
say,
sure.
not to give away where it is, but my bar, there's a lot of shooting that goes on there.
A lot of roaches too, apparently.
Filming.
and
Filming.
Filming,
Yeah,
yes.
There's a lot of filming that happens.
Sorry.
Yeah. You gotta be, but Chris,
talking about film?
yeah.
Me? I drive past El Segundo High.
The donut place.
Yeah, that's been in a ton of things. It's a very iconic kind of looking old school high school.
Yep. Kristian says, "Hey guys, the Schmoebot has awakened, and I'm taking over Kristian, Brett, and Kate. I love the third episode of The Mandalorian. The best part was this was my schlong. This was that was a Schmoebot. Evan Zoller put in a Schmoebot. My Keldingness says, I want more Star Wars Schmoedown matches. Why aren't the Star Wars shows included in the questions? Star Wars shows. Oh, I see. I know it's movie trivia, but it would give you a bigger pool of questions. Keep it up, guys. Love all the improvements. Star Wars, The Mandalorian, and Clone Wars, and all those things, they might be included next year in the Star Wars division because of just lack of films at this point. So to grow the division itself will probably happen. That way you can get more matches out of it. So it's a great question. Benjamin, prank call Collider Live as Gary Busey. No, I'm not going to do that. It would actually be pretty funny if we could actually able to call in. If I coordinated with Cody, maybe we can do like a cross promotion on the show.
That'd be good.
That'd be
By
fun.
the way, I saw the new Addams Family the other day with my son.
Did you like it? My wife didn't like it.
I really liked it.
Okay.
I thought it was really
My daughter
funny.
loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. I mean, listen, do I fall asleep all the time when I go see a kids movie? Yes, I fell asleep for a little bit. But Dorina is Morticia.
Oh yeah, she says that.
I mean, okay, so I've just missed it. I'm like, oh my God, it's Dorina. She's so sexy, that Morticia, and she's got those cheekbones, and she.
Oh,
I just love
she says she's Wednesday.
I think
You
she's Morticia.
Well,
I think
that's
she's
what
a
bugged me is that-
foxy fox.
Oscar Isaac looks like Gomez, and Charlize Theron as Morticia. I was like,
Yeah.
I want this to be live action, not animated.
I know.
PC says, yes, please get Jeff on, Snyder. Anthony Nugent put in another Schmoebot. The Crimson Fucker put in a Schmoebot. Let's see.
There was one schmo about we needed to reread.
Yeah, there
about
was something
Brett.
that was a little muddled at
It was
the
this.
end.
It was this one. Seeing Brett back has unleashed the Y boner again,
Yes.
and here is with a vengeance. Now I got to fook the fear turkey again. P.S. Please send over any Rule 34 Schmoebot art to me. That would be sweet. Love the Crimson Fear.
You know what Rule 34 is?
No.
That means you can find if you want to look for anything, a porn-related version of something. It's on the internet.
And that's the one you worry about. You worry about the weed coming, but you know that like that.
Yeah.
Your mom's like, "How did I don't want to talk about the weed? How'd you know what 34 was?"
Wow.
It's just the internet, baby.
Oh my God.
PC says, "Oh yeah, no, sorry, that was to get Jeff on." And Suge Knight.
No, sorry, Andrew DiMolanta, the great Andrew DiMolanta, talk about Star Wars questions. Hey, Kristian, I just realized that of the few times that we've met in person, I've never talked Star Wars with you. I'm going to be in LA for the awards and the draft, so I definitely want to sit down and talk Star Wars. Anytime, my friend, especially now that we've got this show out there. Let's do it. I'd love to do that. Suge Knight 323, Kristian, I've asked you, but you weren't able to answer. The first match I watched was Guy versus Dan, and I lost my shit when Guy jumped on the table. What were you thinking? Your face was priceless. Thanks for everything you were doing. I've talked about this before. So normally when people play each other, I always have to have the idea of what happens if this person wins. This is the last time I've done this, but in my mind there was no chance Andrew Guy was winning that match. There was just no idea. There's no way it was going to happen. So in my head, I had the next live event set up for the championship at the El Portal. Sam Levine versus Dan Murrell for the title. Dan returning to try to get his third championship against this unbeatable Sam Levine. And I had it all set up. It was going to go on sale really soon. And so when you see my face during that match, it's me watching the awning go on fire. And I'm like, and I'm just like, this is in my head. I'm going this because Dan was just shook, and he'll tell you that he was not prepared for what the game was when he came back. It was a different game. Now he's like, he's back to what he better than he ever was. But the character, everything, he didn't know what he was walking into against Guy, and so. Noticing, wondering all that, and also thinking to myself, is this the last time Dan's ever going to play? Because is Dan going to be so pissed off and upset that this just happened? No, because like
especially against Andrew Guy, who's just like yelling in your face that
and
he's beat you,
and everyone telling him you're supposed
Update an SEN Patreon, please.
Update SEN Patreon, please. Yeah, he wants me to. We have to start a SEN Patreon. I know we're gonna start a SEN Patreon. We'd have to figure it out though too, because it's a matter of who's going to run it.
Yeah, how does it link to my bank account? There's a lot of things we gotta work on.
But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of what happened there. Sean Cartaya, I absolutely love getting this show every day. I've missed the old Schmoes No Show for a very long time, and this feels like Schmoes again. But it's new, and it's the same way Mandalorian feels like Star Wars, but it's new. And you've put together a great crew, Kristian. I agree. This is one of my this crew that we have is pretty great, especially yesterday's show. I was it's awesome, and I was able to. I mean, I've worked with some amazing people in the past, and those amazing people are still doing amazing stuff, whether it's on Collider or wherever they are. And I'm proud of what we're doing. I really am. I said it on Twitter, and I said it the other day. I have not laughed this much consistently in a very long time. We laugh hard every day on this show because it's just pop culture and movie news, and we're just fucking around, and we're just having talk. That's why when politics and bullshit comes in, and people trying to get too like, there's been times we've talked. It's like, well, should we mention this? Like, let them do that on other shows. I don't want. It's like, this is, to me, I want to goof around. If serious conversation comes up, then it comes up. Yeah. But I don't want to focus on, it's like, we need to make a stance today. It's like, no, I want to goof around. I want to have people on that make each other laugh, because like you said, the three of us are parents, so you might be. And they're out there somewhere. But we want to escape life for a second. Just sit down and goof around with friends, and I'm glad that you guys are feeling that also. So thank you so much.
But back to the 36-hour labor. Just want to.
Yeah, really. Vanilla.
6 hours.
Yeah, that's
36.
crazy.
What have you ever done for 36 hours? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Do you guys know the Pretty Much It guys very well? I think Makuga and Kristian do. I'd love to have them on SEN. Jake Baldino is a good friend, and someone who, another Star Wars fan.
Eric Striffler.
Striffler also, yeah. I'd love to have them on. They're New York guys, but anytime. Baldino usually lets me know when he's in town, so whenever he's in town, absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm a huge Baldino fan, and Striffler is a great guy, so I would love to have them on. Mike Heldiness again with Force Baby Yoda and the Mando connection. Could we see the Dark Saber? That's very possible. Will there be any connection between Mandalorian and Episode 9? We covered that. Probably not. Schlong 206 Schlong. Wish I had the cash to play with the Schmoebot. Weird though. Weird thought. Schmoebot IG droid baby. IG Schmo droid. It's pretty funny. So let's see. I'm trying to get back.
I love that people are now officially creating like Streamlabs names based on this show.
Yeah. Well, Sean Cortaya said Favreau actually didn't write all the episodes. Filoni wrote the second one, second directed episode, which is episode 5, and huge Filoni fan. I can't wait for that one. So it was Filoni and Favreau. I bet it's chock full of Mandalorian lore. Femiwea also wrote the second one, which is episode 6. He wrote his second one. I said, so he directed 2 in this.
Yeah, he's directing episode 6.
So
I was
he
looking
wrote
at all
the
the
second one. I
directors.
see.
Filoni's 5. I can't remember who's on 4.
Okay,
I'll look
so
it up right
so
now.
they didn't write. So Favreau didn't write the whole series. That's interesting. My Keldingness, Kristian, I'm loving the move to SEN. Again, wish I could be like Soggy and donate 20 at a time. But regardless, I'm loving the super chat format because I can actually talk to the friends I listen to every day. I couldn't before Collider, but it's a lot harder. It's great that way, and I think that's why we open it up to where we're able to talk if news and just get all of our opinions, and then the Schmoebot will pop in and do her thing, but we're able to interact with you guys this way, so thank you.
Bryce Dallas Howard's directing 4 and written by Jon Favreau.
Got it. My Keldingness, Brett and Kate sitting in a tree. Just kidding, but I love the screaming bits. I laugh so hard it cracks me up more than thinking of people listen with headphones or at work. We need the Brett and Kate show. Are we getting the Brett and Kate show? Love everything you do. Keep it up. Yeah, we are. Well, we're working on it.
Just gotta figure it out.
Yeah. So what we're gonna try to do, because Kate's coming from a longer distance, has a family, but we also what we can try.
It's the has a family thing.
But what we think we might be able to try to do is if we were able to hook you up with a camera.
If you were able to hook me up with a nanny,
A nanny cam.
It's going to be a Patreon setting on SEN.
I mean, I could. The problem is that there's always. It's just that there's. My husband's been an absolute champ about making
it work,
stepping aside and making sure that I can come do this.
Well, we are working on it. We're trying to figure it out.
He's got his own life too, and
we're working on it. We're going to try to figure it out because we know. I mean, they are the dynamic duo. And we're going to try to make it work for sure. M. Son, never meant to make your daughter cry. I'm several fish and not a guy. Sorry, Miss Jackson. And 4 reels. That was good. Anthony Nugent threw in another Schmoebot. The ZCM custom zombie custom maps. Haven't watched Mando episode 3 yet. Did you get a response from Tyrone? No, because I forgot. So I totally forgot, and I apologize.
So he didn't read your mind. Gotcha.
No, he didn't. Anthony Nugent, once again, who put in the Schmoebot, and Mike Keldingness, who says, with Dave Filoni involved and the Force baby Yoda, could we see Ahsoka? That's a harder thing to do just from where Rebels ended up. So I don't.
Is the Rocky Championship going to become an official belt like the Star Wars?
Good question.
Love seeing Donino actually answer questions correctly.
Yeah, I know. It won't be a regular. This is so funny. Like, and I'll address, and they can talk about it on the after SEN Live. So Merc with the movie blog, the guy who started the whole thing, he says he talks about how we should have done some other Patreon thing except the Rocky Championship. The Rocky Championship is one of the best Patreon matches that we've done. And he's like, because he wanted to put himself in the matches and answer questions. No, it's because I was the one person that could actually challenge Dagnino and have a match with him. And it was really entertaining, and I would do it again because I want to play Roka. And and people really enjoyed it. It was one of the better, I think, if you rank them, I would probably put the Jurassic Park Iron Man match between Cody and Perry.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was probably one of the best ones that we've done so far. There's been some great ones. If you're a $10 patron, when they come out, the exhibition match are exclusive. But then if you join up now, you can get all the old ones. They're all in the archive, so you can check them out. But I would do another Rocky match for Patreon. I wouldn't make it a division. No, that's
no.
There's none. Even though there's just as many movies as some of these not Kevin Smith, but Judd Apatow. There's more Rocky and Creed movies in our Apatow, and he's got a slice.
But he has to have his own matches.
No, but maybe give it its own slice.
I'd see that.
Maybe
Yeah,
could do that for sure.
Slice the pie.
Slice the pie. All right, going back over to Super Chat. By the way, let's do that. Let's do that. I'd like to do that. Joe Self says, I'd love to get an Arnold impression doing Palpatine's dialogue. Kristian, can you please call Josh Robert Thompson and see if he'll do it?
Oh man, that was good.
That was good. But you know what? You'll have to wait on it. Sit on it. That's good though.
That's
I liked
funny.
it. I liked it. The Brudaha. Hey, Kristian, is Disney Plus going to stagger their Star Wars Marvel headliner shows, or will we get 2 at a time at least? Also, I demand a celebrity impression show. Let's start with the celebrity impression. I'd like to do the celebrity impression dating game again. I would love to do that. Bring that back. And now that whether we get Ross Marquand, Josh Robert Thompson, Jamie Costa, and then put us in there, which is going to be funny. I would love to do that. Now, as far as staggering their Marvels, I hope that they do it that way, where they put the Marvel show on first, let it run for a bit, then put the Star Wars show on, then put the Marvel, like space them out. Yeah. I don't want them running at the same time. It would be good to do it that way because of what Brett said before. You have week to week to think about it.
I think they're eventually going to have to overlap because there's Hawkeye, Vision, Wanda, Winter Soldier, Falcon, and then Obi-Wan.
Are they all as short of orders as Mandalorian is, though? Because it's only 8. I mean, it's
I'm hoping
technically
it's only
7
8.
weeks. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's not. I mean, there's 52
They
weeks
could
in
do
a year.
It probably just depends on the MCU schedule of like,
Right.
okay,
Yeah.
Falcon Winter Soldier needs to come out before Captain America 4 or whatever it's
What
going
do
to
you
be.
think, RB3?
I mean, these are also big budget shows, so I think I don't think they can physically handle putting all those resources in at the same time to film simultaneously. So I think there is going to be a kind of system that, one season of this is going to air, then the next season of this is going to air, then the next
Makes
season
sense.
of this is going
Just to keep people
But I do
subscribed too.
Yeah. There is a possibility, though, once Star Wars starts to really move and they can get enough shows, there's a possibility you could have 2 in the same year. Like it's possible at the beginning of the year you could have Mandalorian season 2, then end with Obi-Wan, or start with Mandalorian season 2 and end with Cassian, or vice versa.
I think they'll space it out, especially with this this 3-year break we're going on, not till 2022. They'll be like Obi-Wan will be next year with Clone Wars, and then Cassian, and then Mandalorian season 2.
Yeah.
Like they'll want everybody still watching Star Wars every year, just
Oh
not
my
in
God,
the
do we
theater.
have to wait till 2022 for the second season of Mandalorian?
No.
God,
They're
no.
They're shooting it now.
Yeah.
They're shooting it now.
So 2020?
Possible. It's possible.
thank you,
2020. I think it would be silly for them to wait too long. I think you're either going to get it at the end of next year, or you're going to get it at the very start of 2021.
I think like February 2021,
Yeah.
where Clone Wars is.
Oh, man.
I'm just gonna have to keep watching episode 3 over
But
again.
you wouldn't be able to do that without doing Obi-Wan or Cassian first.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Is like Clone Wars is February, and then Obi-Wan this time
See, I
if
don't-
it's done.
See, I don't think so because Obi-Wan hasn't even started filming yet.
Okay.
And
So, yeah, then
Mandalorian
Mandalorian will
has.
be-
I think Mandalorian. That's why they're filming now, because they want
Yeah.
to drop it next
It'll
year.
be next year.
Yeah, I think so.
I think the real question is, why do they want you to watch Empire Strikes Back so bad
every
after-
single time. It's
Every
true.
time.
Which there's worse suggestions.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
tell you
The
that.
one with Boba Fett in it.
I haven't even noticed. Is that what they suggest?
Every
Every
time.
time it's the end one
That's
is
so
like,
funny.
you
Empire.
should watch this.
Let me keep going here because we've got a few more questions left. By the way, if you haven't donated on Superchat or Streamlabs.com, totally cool. What you can do, if you can click on like, if you can click the like as you're watching this episode, or if you're listening or download it on podcast form, please leave a comment or rate us there. That is just as helpful. I mean, it's really, really helpful if you could do that. If you can put a comment in there, like it, and if you're watching on replay, same thing. Just click the like and help out the episode. It really does, and it helps it, and people will see it more, and more people can join the laughs. Black and Blue Maniac is the image of the Emperor on the Entertainment Weekly covers out first. Is it our first look from episode 9? He's wearing red robes, not seen before, and it matches the outfit in leaked images. I don't know. It's possible, but I think that there was probably some old imagery that they probably had. Maybe they combined the two. I don't know.
I'm done with trailers. With like I saw the images of the Knights of Ren on Empire magazine. That was cool, but just give me the movie now. Like I'm gonna see it. 90% of people are gonna see it. I don't want to see it anymore.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite comments that I've gotten in a very long time. No, I'm serious. Arter Burak, who says, Kristian, I just needed to tell you that me and my brothers in my unit recognize you as one of us. Here's to you for making us forget the ugly side of war. Best wishes from us to your brothers at the 325th MI Unit Bravo Company.
Wow. Thank you.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Thank you so much, and thank you, you guys. Stay safe, please. Stay safe. Thank you, and thank you so much. That's an incredible comment. Thank you so much, and thank you for the wonderful donation. Trail Shedder FL. If Mando and Baby Yoda show up in episode 9, I'm going to cry and then pee myself. Yeah, I just don't think it's going to happen, though. It's just not going to happen. Corey Knott, would you dedicate this time to raise a Yoda baby? I don't know what that means. Would you dedicate the time to raise a Yoda baby?
Yeah,
The time.
100%.
We don't have the time. He's 50.
Yeah.
And he's still-
50 years old.
No.
I would totally adopt that
do
little
it?
baby. I would stick my hand in his.
I'm hoping because you can take pictures with like Chewbacca and Kylo Ren
Yes.
at Disneyland. If
they
there's
have
a baby
floating
Yoda,
orb, that he just.
Paul Denuzio's in the house, and I'm trying to do Chill to Action, by the way. I think I'm going to try to go on next Tuesday. I'm working on it. To get back to the labor stories, you're welcome, Kate. How long does labor with Baby Yoda take? Good question. I don't know.
That's good.
Question,
25 years.
Maybe
Yes.
they could just be hatched from an egg. We don't know. McFreezy, I hate how people overlook the good for the bad with the prequels and the bad for the good with the OT. Jar Jar had way more depth than the Ewoks. I mean, I see.
RB3.
I see the point that what he's trying to make. They try to give him more of a backstory and give him more things, like more depth as far as knowing who they are. Doesn't mean it was done well.
No, well, also the Ewoks are supposed to be It's supposed to be a metaphor for Vietnam. So like
Right.
off the back, it's already like 10 times more meaningful than Jar Jar.
Look at RB3 dropping the
Boom.
truth. Yeah,
Trying.
Jamichael Turner. There are many actors we haven't seen in The Mandalorian, like Giancarlo Esposito, Gina Carano, and my favorite, Bill Burr. Who are you excited to see the most? I think I'll tell you why. I probably would have said, if I had not watched an interview the other day that my brother sent me, I would have said Giancarlo Esposito, and I'm still very excited to see, especially now I probably understand exactly where he's going to fit in and why.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Gina Carano, because I saw an interview with Gina Carano the other day where they were asking her.
Love the show, doing a great job, keep up the great work. Also, you might think about getting sexual harassment panda from South Park to do with the vulgar voice of your thought.
For sure. Thank you so much for that. Gina Carano was, she really gets this stuff. And you can tell she's excited about it. It's not like one of those, oh, I'm so happy to be in this movie because, no. She gets it. She likes her character. She knows what's going on. And Carl Weathers walked by and said, no, you should have seen what she did today. And it was like 2 days ago, so she must have done something else in season 2. But watching the interview and seeing how pumped up she is about, you can tell she's a student. She's a student of it. And she's listening to Favreau and understanding it. So, and she told a little bit about her character, who she used to fight for the rebellion. And now she's kind of lost her place in the world. And then when she stumbles upon Mandalorian, and especially now after seeing this episode, you go, I can see how that can fit in now, because he's going to be a little different than he was in episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pumped about it. 3 is phenomenal. You're a nut.
I've accepted this.
Yeah. Let's see. Go ahead, Kate.
How many years? Episode 9 is the one that's about to come out, obviously, but it's nowhere near Mandalorian.
It's
time
about
of Mandalorian.
30 years. About 30, 25.
Before it.
So
Yeah,
Baby
before.
Yoda couldn't. I know.
Baby Yoda would be 80 by the time.
Right.
By
Okay.
the time
so he wouldn't. Well, I guess we don't know. He
Yoda-
could still be a baby.
He'd be like
I
a
see.
4-year-old.
He'd be
Right.
something like that.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
it's unreasonable to think that over 30
Yeah.
years.
How much time
he
you
would still
got?
be a
You
baby.
got to run out today. You're good. Everybody else good? Because I want to get through these questions for everybody.
No, my baby doesn't need to nurse. It's
no.
fine.
Okay, good. McFreezy. We did that already. Epsilon Audio. Ayo. What new actors would you like to see in Mando Season 2? Also, over under 60% that the Mando is Force sensitive. I'm going to go, 60% is high. I'm going to go slightly under. I think that the reason why I'm so high is because if you look, because I smoked weed beforehand, is because, the reason I'm
But
so...
not with RB3.
No.
Never.
Never.
No, I was watching porn with him.
Yeah, Rule 34.
But there was
Rule 34.
there was episode 2. There's a couple things that happen when he gets hurt. I mean, they cut, and I go, wait a minute, maybe. But no, I think probably a little under. Anybody else think that he might be Force sensitive?
I do not.
No.
Nah, I don't think so.
It's not necessary. Also,
No. Yeah, I hope they don't.
I think there's
I hope
something
they
that
don't.
he feels like, because I'm sure like Baby Yoda's like radiating
Yeah.
this stuff. So there's something that's like, there's something different about this.
I'll give an opinion on. I'm doing the spoiler review a little later today. I'll give a more detailed reason why it might be possible, especially after this episode, and why I think it could work. But that's today on the spoiler review, so make sure you check that out, and I'll do a watch along for sure. Outbreak Podcast. I love the show. Suggestion. Oh wait, sorry. We didn't answer that question, by the way. The new directors and actors.
Oh.
New directors
Right.
and actors. That's a harder one because it's like I'm confident now after seeing the list that they put together the first time around, I'm confident with what they can do.
Whatever they decide, I'm with them.
Mm-hmm. I'd say the only thing, Cary Fukunaga, who did True Detective.
Yes, that'd be good.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Which True Detective?
The first season, the whole first season.
That's the only one that matters.
Yeah. Okay, so Phil Fangfoom, I'm celebrating 5 months alcohol-free today.
Hey! Congratulations.
Thank you for all the laughs and the fun that you provide that doesn't also destroy my liver. Have $1 for each month. Well, thank you, Phil. That's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Outbreak Podcast. I love the show.
Good luck.
Yes.
It's a long road.
Suggestion, add a playlist on this channel for Dark Side, Light Side. It would make it easy for it to grow. Kate is damn sexy. Woo. Brett rocks. Well, there you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have so many playlists on this thing, too. And John, I think John has a playlist on his channel because that's where it airs. It airs on John's. I mean, I share every episode, obviously, that comes out. It's just we have so much stuff on the playlist that I can't push anything down at the moment. But you can go and check that out. It's on air, and it's doing pretty well right now. It's doing between 60 to 80,000 an episode. So please go and check it out. Benjamin Stenning, vocal coach. Thoughts on Baby Yoda being born of the Force at the same time as Anakin? Darkness rises and the light to meet it. It's a good point. It's a good point. But Anakin wasn't darkness at the time he was born. He was a kind of in between. So I really don't want it to be like Force born. I'd rather him figure it out. And I don't want to get too spoiler heavy on that. Nathan Barnett. Hey, I don't know if I missed the Mando review or not, but I want to throw my 2 cents in there. I feel like we went through an emotional roller coaster because of how attached we are to the kid already. Loved it all. Absolutely. 100% set up, delivery.
The noise Baby Yoda makes, non-spoiler, the noise he makes.
I let down.
When the Mandalorian is ripping his head off, is
when Kate sticks her hand up.
Okay, so great show. This is Sean Cannon. Great show. I keep getting this feeling Luke is going to show up briefly in Mando. Could happen. He'd be younger. I mean, the question is, do you de-age Hamill or do you get Sebastian Stan to do it? If you did it, I would. What a way to do it. Everyone's talking about him what a way to introduce him as young Luke, and you see if people accept him. You do it for like 5 or 10 minutes. Yeah. And then if it works out and people go, I would have rather seen Hamill, then you don't bring him back. But if it works, bring him back, do it again. Yeah. Have you seen the pictures of Sebastian Stan as Luke Skywalker?
Yeah, but he's in
Marvel. You couldn't even tell. Here, let me see.
No, but I'm saying it would have to be Hamill. This is after Jet. This is but he's young. He's young. I know, so... But you just de-age Hamill.
Yeah, that's what you could do, but here, look, I'll show you.
They could have de-aged Harrison Ford for the Solo movie too.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I see that.
You see what I'm saying?
I do.
Like, you could do it. Like it would be amazing if you could do that, but you have to give him the hair. It's the hair. Okay, let's get a couple more.
Stan was lucky to be born with Mark Hamill's face.
I know, seriously. Okay, let's go. Kenneth Colton, sending love to all you guys. This show is great, and I can see that smile on Kristian's face. It's so great to be back in Schmoeville, and we're happy to have you back in Schmoeville. Thank you very much. Let's finish up a few more here. Back to Streamlabs. Please don't submit any more because we're going to call it a day. If I don't get to your question, we'll do it on Monday's show. Van Dyke Brown, when Beauty and the Beast came out, you guys did a parody sketch with RB3 and Emma Fife. That was hilarious. Any plans on doing more of those? Well, actually, that came from Leaf. And we were working on doing more. It's just a matter of moolah. There's no plans on doing that, but it's not outside the realm of possibility.
Can I just say?
Yeah, of course. You say whatever you want.
Listen. Yeah. The fans, for months before that video, the fans were like, the Schmo should try something different. We should try something. We try something different. I didn't fucking watch it.
RB3 coming in hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, we had.
I love it.
I was excited. We talked about it, and they just didn't. They didn't
watch
respond. Yeah. I was supposed to be in that one, and I actually co-wrote that one. You know,
right.
And I could something happened with another job, but I was so bummed because we did the Christmas one. But we didn't have enough, I wasn't very known schmoes wise. We should have cast more people, but that one we just kind of did on our own. Then we did that one, and sketch is hard.
I love
It's
that. Was
I need more of that.
I've been doing
that.
I want to hang out with that
that's the
guy.
most excited. I'm pumped up. I've seen him. A few more Hokam Pekkas. Hello, everyone. Been enjoying all the content SEN has been providing us. Spectacular is going to be my first ever live event. What a good one to be at. Really excited to see everyone there. My question is, will there be alcoholic beverages at the Spectacular? And unfortunately, yes. Lots of them, yes. There will be, absolutely. It's going to be a big sporting event. You picked the right one to go to, the schmoedownlive.com. And I just got an email from my guy. They added 10 more general admission tickets so there's only 10 left because we were down to 1.
Wow.
We were down to 1. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, we have 10 general admission tickets left. So if you want to get to the spectacular and you want to go to general admission, you don't want to come to the Fan Expo, you should get those tickets at schmoedownlive.com. But we're almost sold out. Okay, and then Larry Payne will be bringing back one-on-one with Kristian Harloff. Would love to have a continuation of Dagnino and Roca, as well as RB3 and the rest of the crew. It's been talked about. It's just a matter of timing between this and backstage and all these other things, and plus family schedules. It is hard to do. My Kellingness with Dave Filoni involved. Oh yeah, we did that. That's everything, guys.
Oh,
that's everything.
We did it.
We got everything today. If I missed anything, I'll get to it on Monday for sure. Thank you guys very much. And we will be. I will be back today. I'm going to be doing the spoiler heavy review of episode 3, The Sinner. And I like to thank
The Sin. What was the first one called?
They didn't. I don't think they named it. It was just chapter 1.
Because I was going to say also the simplicity of the story. It's just like the way they can
Just
title
what it
each
is.
chapter.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I will be back for The Sin, excuse me. And you guys please join me a little later on. I'd like to thank you. RB3, hit that music. We got RB3, the man himself, Ben Goddard, Kate, Brett, the whole damn crew. Thank you guys. Please get those tickets to the Schmoedown Spectacular.
Shit, man.
Listen to John Roca, Mike Kalinowski, Ben Bateman, Mark Riley, Emma Fife, Brianne Chandler, Jeanine the Machine, Jay Washington. So many people are going to be at the expo. Paul Preston, tons. And I'll talk about more on Monday. Get the tickets at schmoedownlive.com. The Fan Expo starts at 11:30 a.m. PST. Get your butts there. We'll see you on Monday for this show. I'll be back a little later today. Subscribe today, you humps. See you tomorrow.
Leave a like on the video.